evening, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Night Bully Talk. We're super excited about this one. We have a very special guest with that represents a breed that we have discussed in the past, especially the recent past, that we've been really, really interested in learning more and more and more about. So without further ado, we'd like for you to introduce yourselves and then your kennel name, any kind of business name, and then what got you into the breed that you're into.
Okay, well, my name is Gina Moore because I'm married to him, and we raise Olde English Bulldogs. And when I first started, my kennel name was Saints and Sinners Bulldogs. And it was bulky built. And go ahead.
My name is Chris Moore. I've just been doing dogs as long as I can remember. That's it. I did what got me in the oldies was just being honest. I had bullies, and they weren't called bullies in the late 90s. And I just wanted thicker dogs. And so I bought an oldie to cheat. It is what it is. And I said, fuck it, I don't got to cheat over here. I can keep them. So the Bulldogs had a better pet market for me. You know what I mean? So I just stuck with them. You know what I mean?
Nice.
20-some years, almost 30 years later now.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's about right. Let's add Michael real quick. So when it comes to the oldies, you know, there's a kind of this question about like what exactly is it about it versus its kind of similar or relative breeds that really kind of draw you closer to the oldie versus like the English Bulldog, or obviously in your case, Chris, the American Bully, and so on and so forth. Like what really drew you in specifically just to the oldie?
Mass. I like mass. I like freaky. I mean, that's what I prefer. I like bowed out fronts. I like a lot of mass. I like big heads, and all those you can get them when you mix them. English Bulldogs don't notoriously have big heads, but they have good bone and big mass. American Bulldogs have really big heads, and they have them crazy shoulders. You know what I mean? Bull Mastiffs, they make the dog overall larger in size. You know what I mean? And you get a little bit healthier of a dog in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, what you're saying you like shows it reflects in your program, in y'all's program. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Say that again. I apologize.
What you're saying you like reflects in your program.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks, man.
Y'all got them dogs over there.
How
y'all doing? We're
Wait, what did you say, sweetie?
I just want to ask where we're going live so I can share, because I went to your Facebook right now and I don't see it.
Go to Amanda's page. Page. It's streaming off that, and then it's streaming on YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's streaming directly off of my page as well as the Tuesday Night Bully Talk.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but
awesome.
So with Olde English Bulldogs, and this is something that we have discussed before, there's a little bit of latitude right now because again, it's a breed that's kind of coming back into prominence, and in order to do that, it's still kind of evolving. And so
I don't necessarily think it's evolving.
Well,
I believe it's a composite breed. And anytime you have a composite breed, you're going to have variances. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like the American Bully. That's why they paved the way for the pocket classic, because a lot of people don't want to admit it, but say the American Bully is still a composite breed too. And listen, I've been around a long time. You don't breed Amstaffs and pit bulls and get them fucking dogs.
You don't.
And so I feel like so an American Bulldog's a composite breed. Mm-hmm. So we used American Bulldogs to make oldies. So you took in a composite breed to make another composite breed. Mm-hmm. Same thing with American Bullies. You took, some of them are mixed with Americans, some of them are mixed with the oldies, in my opinion. I've never seen anybody physically do it, so I can't point no fingers. But once you mix a composite with another composite, you get those variances up and downs. You get the large, you get the small, you get the short, the fat, you get the really muscled up ones. It's all based off of what you prefer. So when I started doing oldies, there wasn't blue dogs.
Right.
And then all of a sudden blue became a thing. And I don't know if you guys remember Tony Moore. He actually was the one that was starting the blue oldies. He mixed his gray line dogs with English Bulldogs.
Aha.
And so the tighter you were on that blue dog, the more pit bull look you started to get. but you might have got a little bit more of an English Bulldog head, but you got tighter skin. So so anytime you mix anything in, just say you mixed in a Bull Mastiff and you constantly going back to the Bull Mastiff, you're eventually going to have something that looks like either a really good Bull Mastiff or a really shitty Bull Mastiff.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. That's about right.
So I think that's where the variance comes in.
And it's always been there. Some people prefer, working oldies, the more athletic look. Some people prefer, I believe, like the English Bulldog type because they sell quick and they're colorful. And and some people prefer, some of the dogs that take longer to mature, like some of our dogs. They might not be super cute puppies, but in a couple of years you'll be happy.
So what you're saying is basically in the same way that the American Bully, depending on preference, they had a little more of this, a little less of that, to have different looks within our different classes. The oldie is much the same. There's more of the monster freakish oldies that are like you're walking one of the store on a leash and it's like, holy shit, look at that fucking dog, and then there's like conformation oldies where they're not a whole lot different than an American Bulldog, little different, but smaller, more tighter built and not so freakish.
It's more of a streamlined type of dog that you might see anywhere, so you might not get as many like, oh, what's that cool dog? Can I pet it? You know what I mean? Because people are used to seeing dogs like that. You have a super big freak or a super cute squishy dog. Those are the dogs that get attention, and at the end of the day, everybody wants attention.
Well, what I find unique about our two breeds that we deal with mostly is we have such a wow factor element within the range of what's acceptable in our breed, but what y'all have uniquely to yours is people, I'd say, and you can tell me if this is accurate, but from what I can see, it seems like I'd say 3 out of 5, not 4 out of 5 people looking for an oldie are not really looking for a conformation dog. Of course, it depends on the circle you run in, but like y'all's breed is primarily around these like wow factor dogs. Whereas, there's some of that in the XLs too. Like I said, we have that in common, but I'd say there's a lot of show presence within our breed in comparison. And there's a lot of show oldies, but I'd say, like I said, 3 or 4 out of 5 seem to be looking for an oldie that's not a conformation type dog. They want that wow dog. It seems to be the driving force in y'all's breed.
I think the sad part is the conformation dog, or what everybody sees as a conformation dog, just happen to be the small percentage of programs that actually show up to a dog show.
That's true.
That does not, cover all the bases of, 100% of the kennels that breed. I would say maybe 2% or 3% come to dog shows. You know what I mean?
Is it? But is it because of what I'm saying that market in y'all's breed?
We'll just take an example. I bring Rocky out, and people are like, "That's too much."
Too much.
I don't know. I mean, all 4 feet point forward. He can move. He can jump. I don't have to pick his big ass up and put him in the Suburban. Get up.
Yeah.
He's in. You know what I mean? Like,
he's an oldie. He's supposed to be too much, right?
Well, I think that like conformationally, I feel like people want to divide type and conformation when they're actually the same thing, and so it's hard to combat that when everybody that's showing is trying to spit with their game, right?
Maybe y'all need a different lane within y'all's breed, like we have, where there's, like we have different classes of American Bully. Maybe, there's 2 different kind of oldies. Really,
talk to the registries about it and stuff like that. It's one of those things. Everybody wants to be a 1%er all of a sudden. Like, they're perfect, they're pure. Like, what the fuck? What just happened? Like, I don't know how we went completely to it's just like, all right.
They need to rewind the tape a little bit and take a look at the fact that everything but a wolf is a designer dog. Period.
Yeah, I mean, when you think
so, get off your high horse. It doesn't matter how long your breed's been, in the big show on TV. It doesn't matter. They're all built by man and put together from multiple breeds. A breed has to make up at least 3 other breeds. So, like, this is a thing across the board, and people get holier than thou about it. And and I respect the purists and all that, but at the same time, they're out of line on that, in my opinion. I feel like
there has to be latitude, and again, it's just like, I'm guilty of having been a breed purist myself.
We all get on it sometimes.
Yeah, I was staunchly against Merle, and back when it was in pit bulls. Like I was back then, I hated it. I was like, no, this is horrible. I know where you got that from. Stop doing that. And then, like as it came into just popularity, and then on top of that, then getting into bullies, and then seeing it there. And it's just one of those things that you really do have to reconcile yourself with the fact that there's going to be variances that, while you may not be the biggest fans, there's a place for it.
Well, the best way it was ever explained to me was, imagine you being 16 years old and your mom or your dad says, hey, I'm going to buy you a car. You go to school, you tell every one of your friends, oh, my mom said she's going to buy me a Mercedes. You gas this shit all the way up. She takes you to a car lot and says, hey, pick whatever car you want. And you get there, ain't nothing but black Honda Accords. And you're like, I'll take the black Honda Accord. You see how the thrill is going now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get the point.
That's why I've never been a purist. So the purist, like, they bred two black Honda Accords together, and they what the fuck?
Guess what happened?
Was gonna happen? You got a black Honda Accord. Like, there's no secret. So that's why I've never been a purist. For me, I'm excited about I wonder what we're gonna get.
The variants, the different things that come out. I am too.
Are we gonna get black? Are we gonna get blue? Are we gonna get tall? Are we gonna get short? Are we gonna get wide? You know what I mean? We're gonna get bigger heads than what we had the last time. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that, like, breeding two Rottweilers together and then thinking you're gonna make, I don't know, something.
Or two German Shepherds.
Yeah.
It doesn't intrigue me. Like, I can't tell the difference.
It's not a roll of the dice.
Well, and that's the crazy thing, is that, like, that while there's absolutely nothing wrong with someone who wants to have a breed that is so hyper consistent that, like, it boils down to, like, literally dissecting the dog in the show ring to determine which dog is which, considering they all look alike. Like, while there's nothing wrong with that. For those who like variety, there has to be a place for that. There has to be, like, an area, a genre for that. And I think that that's kind of where these bully breeds really kind of put us, because there is a lot of variety here with not just multiple breeds, but multiple variations within each one. So I think that does make it its own beautiful little universe, so.
But you got to take the good with the bad, because
really do.
You got to take the people who say that you're wrong because of the variances. That's the side effect to it. Oh, they're supposed to be able to run 10 miles. Bro, I don't even want to run 10 miles, let alone the damn dog. You see what I'm saying? So that's where we're going to have that variance. It comes into play in a negative, not necessarily a negative, but, we have to have a difference of opinion. Like, I used to breed Amsterdams way back, Sierra Amsterdam. I had frozens off of Irish Stout and all that. And I was just like, man, this is boring.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is fucking boring. I wasn't intrigued by it. And there's nothing wrong with people who want to go to Benny Cheeks and get a Benmar dog. Dude's got amazing dogs back in the day. But I wasn't like, I can't wait.
What you wanted.
Yeah, it wasn't what I preferred. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't your Mercedes. Yeah. It wasn't your Mercedes. It was a Honda Accord.
How many brand new cars can you get before you want something custom? You know what I mean?
Some big tires.
But that's just it, though. That's why I believe oldies was good for me, because I could customize them. Same thing with American Bullies. You can customize them. You can breed to an XL. You can breed to a pocket. You can breed to a classic. You know what I mean? You can breed them. And I think
one of the things we got in, when we started digging into that, that was one of the things that turned us on to it. And, like, I seen where there was a lot of Mastiff influence in the XL, and I know that it's a better dog without it. And so we're like, okay, there's room for growth here. I can start trying to breed this breed type that's in the standard and the pocket class up into the XLs and get this Mastiff influence dulled down, get some of the stiff stifles and some of the looser skin and jowls and things that came from the Mastiff, and get some of that stuff out of there. So, like, there was a lot of it wasn't this tightly knitted thing that had no room for growth, and people still liked all the range. And when I went to a dog show, that was what turned me on to it. And when I narrowed it down to 5 breeds, I was like, okay, I'm going to be a dog breeder. What do I want to breed, right? And oldies were one of my 5, and that's one of the things that separates them from all the beautiful breeds out here. Is there's a lot of range, and there's I like the people. I think oldies. I'm glad to see the registries are starting to kick up a little bit. I know they're having some trouble getting their numbers up and things like that. I assumed it was because of what I said, where people are getting what they want out of the breed without dealing with the shows. The customers are getting what they want, but maybe it's not that. From y'all's end, it may be different, but it seems like the registry needs to make a home for all that. Like our parent registry has had to incorporate, and some of these other registries have had to let the Merles, let the more exotic stuff, at least to some degree, kind of let those doors open a little bit. And maybe there's some room for that within y'all's registries to kind of draw a crowd a little bit. Y'all need it.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking about multiple things at once. I'm thinking about the closed doors and closing off everybody is actually, in my opinion, what's killing purebred dogs and the AKC numbers and breeds. You know what I mean? Because they're very opinionated, and they don't invite people in and stuff like that. So
yeah, I agree.
And when the bully registries start to, or oldie bully registries start to do the same thing, it happens. People split, create new registries. So it is kind of a difficult thing to figure out, to navigate. Currently, we show and register our dogs with the ABKC. So, but I feel like, people are starting to come out more than they have in the past. I don't know. It always seems about 6 people tend to show heavy every year.
Yeah. I got to say, though, I absolutely love when I see more oldies coming out.
Yeah, I love it too.
It's just like one of those things, like, oh, there's another one. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I just get super excited because it's a breed that,
I love it. I love it too.
Oh, yeah. And I honestly feel like it's actually more of a presence. I believe with IOEDBA really making, headway with y'all's live with Sykes Bullies, I'm excited about them. Awesome. I love tuning in when y'all are talking about it. And that's when I was like, man, we got to have them on. This is amazing. Because you're talking in depth about the breed and why it's about and why you have that and things like that. So I love the oldie movement taking place. I love that they're showing with the ABKC. I love that more and more, the show that y'all host. It seems like y'all have a very, very high presence, and I would love to be there to see just the difference.
Yeah, please come. It would be awesome.
Yes. And I love that, and I don't know if y'all see it because you're obviously in your own shell, but man, the presence that you have in the oldie community, with y'all being the platform that you have, being, ABKC judges, being breeders of the stock, really being advocates, going more on lives, talking about it. So I applaud y'all for what you're doing for the breed, because I actually see a huge positive movement taking place and more people getting intrigued by them.
Yeah,
Colehouse and I were just talking about that.
Yeah, we try to put people on and help them and I guess coach them into the breeding practices, going to shows, getting involved, stay away from negativity, and I feel like it's working. It takes time, but it works. Everything's going great, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
You have every reason to be, because so I remember that before we went live, you'd ask me so what made you guys look our way? And of course, it's really quite simple. When we started asking people about the oldies and, wanting to get, knowledgeable, positive, forward moving folks within that community, your name kept popping up consistently. So it just, because you impact a lot of people, not even just with, being who you guys are and producing the dogs that you produce. It's also the impact you have on the people within the community. They all, they learn from you, and you don't gatekeep, and you guys are creating a legacy that consists of more than just dogs. And I think that's something phenomenal that you guys should be.
Awesome. Thank you for saying that.
And you produce some dogs too.
And you produce some dogs, which is
yeah, it's like I've even heard y'all referenced in a little bit of a different class where it's Colehouse and I were talking about this, and it's like you know, Chris and Gina's dogs, and then everybody's trying to get, you know, where they're at and do this and do that. But like, it's like we're competing amongst ourselves, and we're looking at y'all to look up at something.
Yeah.
But it's like we'll get there. But don't worry. But it's like y'all are definitely
Goals for the community.
Yeah, we try to help them any way we can, market their dogs, breed, you know, bring in some types, some rib cage, you know, stuff like that. That's super important. But for the most part, it's reaching the world. So pet homes. And the reason why I got into oldies is because I wanted a bully breed. I always wanted like a scarier, you know, badass looking dog. I wanted pit bull because I wanted people to come touch them. I didn't want people to back away from them, you know.
Yeah.
So, I just got on Craigslist one day and I just started looking at all the dogs. And then this one dog I bought for $700. It was my first oldie. That's how I found out about him. Never heard about it before. And I started going to those shows and I just got addicted and went from there. And that's how I found him.
Yeah. So y'all were both having your own individual programs, and then
I was brand new. I'm sure he couldn't stand me and my dogs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is so cool though. Like it was the perfect storm, like waiting to happen. And y'all are the perfect couple. Like the way that y'all market, the way that you're able to just constantly put out good content, the way that y'all are able to ping off each other. Like seriously, y'all are amazing for the community. Man, I always look forward to y'all's content. I really do.
So for me, the content was, her content is more based towards pet homes and the dogs. Mine's about education. I just like helping people. And it's not necessarily about structure.
It's boring.
It's not all about you know what I mean? You know, as breeders, as many times as we can pretend, but we try to find ways that we can save money. You know, I can taught people how to make their own heartworm medicine. I've taught people how to read the Plums book or any book that I have here. I'll tell anybody, you know, the 5-minute consultation book, stuff like that. These are books that we need as vets. I mean, as breeders, and those are the things that people would never tell us about. I mean, think about it. When you first started, who would ever tell you to get a Plums book? No, what? Yeah, a plumber. You know what I mean? So, like, I worked at a vet for 7 years, and I told him, listen, I'll help you learn reproduction. You help me learn medicine. So every time we had an ailment, he'd be like, what would you give them? She got swelling, this, do this, and this. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he would teach me, not necessarily, I would never do any surgeries. I don't do any surgeries. I don't put any dogs open. I don't stitch dogs even. She'll tell you, I don't even like doing tails. I let the vet do it all. But medicine, I learned medicine. And so for me, if I can teach you, you call me and say, hey man, I think I got a tick-borne disease. Okay, well, that's easy. Doxycycline. Any vet in America is going to say the same thing. You don't have to go to the vet. You can get a Plums book, look it up. You got now. If you're 100% sure you have, you know, a tick-borne disease, you know what I'm saying? But you know, these are the things that I wanted to not gatekeep, as you call it. You know, I can. Me and you, every single one of us has given each other or given someone advice, and no matter how many times we tell them and how many proofs we have in the pudding, they're still going to do it their way. We have to learn our way. So the only thing I would try to tell them is that, listen, you tell me what you would do, and I'll tell you what I would do, and I'll explain why I would do what I would do.
Give them the why.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's the only thing. That's how I've always ever helped nobody. And they tell me, nah, I don't think it's going to work. Okay, you do it your way. I might be wrong. I'm never.
I deal with a lot of that type of thing too, because
you get tired of,
and then they fight with you about your suggestion, right?
So now I've learned to just give them my suggestion and let it go. You know what I mean?
If I were you, this is what I do. Go for it. Like you take it and do whatever you're going to do with it at this point.
As far as pet homes, she's taught me stuff. Like we just had this conversation like 2 or 3 days ago. I always wanted every dog to look badass. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I prefer. And she's like, do you think that a 2nd grade teacher wants their dog to be all I'm like, she has a point there. You know what I mean? I do. Yeah. But, you know, somebody's Nana doesn't want the dog to look fucking like it's going to rip her leg off. Totally.
What?
That was an ego thing. Then I had to put my ego aside.
Well, he was marketing towards his peers.
Exactly.
Instead of marketing towards a whole community that varies in their preferences. Yeah.
Yeah. And even your community, I mean, you breed bullies, you understand your community's they're the cheapest ones of them all. Oh man, listen, I'll give you 2 grass cuts. They just
You need concrete work done.
like, but
Oh, yeah.
she's taught me a lot, and I've taught her a lot. So, and that's
Yeah.
the same thing. We teach each other stuff, and we learn at our own pace, and we learn from different people. Gary Vee's a big person for her, and I'm over here listening like, God damn, he always looks like he's yelling at me. So you know what I mean?
It makes you get up and do something, right?
So we learn our own ways, and I learn medicine, or I learn something about care for a dog.
Yeah.
Hey, I study like why these 2 dogs didn't work versus these 2 did work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That dynamic is so important, I think, to have a healthy program. At least I can say you could have one without it, but it's definitely an attribute to have,
Sure.
2 different perspectives there. Looking at it's the same with me and my wife. I know with Caleb and Nakai is the same way. It's like, sometimes I overthink, and that's a good thing. But like I'm covering all my bases, I'm checking all
What
these
are you
boxes,
thinking about?
and I'm picking a breeding, and my wife's like, "Yeah, the
He puts
dog's
on
not pretty,"
yeah.
and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "No, I just like you want to stud to this dog, but I think it's an ugly dog."
And
I'm
not
like,
the dog itself. Yeah.
I'm like, but, and then she's like, well, just
You've
step back
you
from
gotta
all
like
the
the dog in front of
pedigree
you.
and all this stuff. Look at the dog; it's ugly, right? And I'm like, yeah, the dog's kind of ugly. All right. So I have to I like that. Sometimes she just sees things. I don't want to say simple, but at face value better than I do sometimes.
Sometimes that's all you
And
need.
it's her that
Yeah.
it's that thought process that really matters, because at the end
Yeah,
of
it
the day,
does.
you to find good homes that pay for your dogs and love them no matter what.
Normal people have to like them too.
And that's them.
Yes.
And she said, I know y'all say you don't breed for color, but I like my dog to be a certain color, And I'm
We
like,
lose
Yeah.
customers every day because we don't have. We're trying, but we don't have enough color. It's hard to get what we have and make it colorful. So, but we're trying.
Yeah.
It can
We're still
be.
trying.
What kind of
People
colors
like
are you guys
colors,
trying
yeah.
to implement or trying
I
to
mean,
get?
try. Everybody wants try.
try. Blue
People
tries.
will, 75% of the time, someone's looking for a puppy, and we have ours, and then there's a squishy lilac tri Merle. I'll never get that customer. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it takes a long time. I think people find me, watch me, and then they might fall in love with the program and the types of dogs we breed.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Right.
Well, and the neat thing is like I love that you guys. You can tell that you're meticulous with how you breed, because I was telling Gina that I was looking through her images, her breeding banners.
Let's look at some dogs.
Oh yeah. So and the reason why I was looking at a lot of these banners, and you're going to notice that there is what I feel, and tell me if I'm wrong. There is a pattern where you can see where if one dog is kind of lacking a certain trait, you have paired it beautifully with another dog that will probably produce that trait. So I'm going to start with one banner.
Oh.
Yes. Framework times mass has always been I don't have a secret recipe.
Yeah.
On the right is my framework. The one on the left is my mass.
I love that.
Right. So, and you can tell that these dogs have
That dog on the left just does it for me, man.
Yeah. I literally, every time I see a dog that has that much squish, as you call it, Gina, I just want to take its skin and just do this and just ruffle, because it will
Well, see, a
absolutely.
dog like him, he
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
perfect. His feet, he had rolls in between his feet.
His name's Rolls Royce, and yeah, he literally had a roll. Now,
Rolls
like,
everywhere.
when you see dogs on a stacking table and their feet go like that, now I know why.
But the one on the right, she's got tight muscle. She's
Mhm.
Tighter skin. Yeah.
Clean and tight.
she's an
Yeah.
American Bulldog,
Structured.
actually. So she's an American Bulldog, just so you understand. Well, his
How did the litter
bite,
come out?
good. His bite is very broad and smashed. You know what I mean? So there's been a lot of different. Like for an example, I'll give you another. I bred the same female to his son. His name is Boom. Looks like him, but he's black. So I bred them 2 together. I kept a male from that litter. So I bred Boom to her.
Nice.
And then offspring to offspring.
Yeah,
Ah, there we go.
I like that.
Let me see if I have, because I know that I took several. Let's see here.
Yay.
I know, right?
They were cute. They were a really pretty pair. I don't know what else you're gonna put up.
They look like they would complement each other perfectly.
Yeah,
They do.
they're awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Oh. So the funny part is the one on the right is Rolls Royce's dad. He's half the size of him.
Oh,
So
dang.
Ocean, this guy's 9, the other one's 7, and this 9-year-old is about half the size of his son.
Wow.
Dang.
So, I've always tried to make a better dog every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had Ocean, and I had Rolls Royce. Now I have Boom. And I think Boom's a little bit better than Rolls Royce. Now, Rolls Royce is more of a wow factor because of the wrinkle. You know what I mean? But Boom has a better rear setup. He's a little bit more forward for a bulldog. I prefer him.
So is this Rolls Royce's parents?
No.
Okay.
That's his dad only.
His dad, yeah.
Okay.
His mom is probably just as old as Rolls Royce.
Oh, goodness.
She's that female right there was pretty good size.
She looked
She
pretty
was
big.
She's
Yeah.
a good size.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah,
And this
man.
actually, you had mentioned Rocky earlier.
Yeah.
So
Look at the spread on
legs.
that dude.
Good Lord.
He
I
won
wonder what
that,
his spread
actually.
is.
It's a big ass nugget. That's,
Yeah, he got a big old head. And the funny part is, as overdone as he is, he has absolutely no, what's the word I want? Where he's impeded by, he can't do, what is it?
right. It's not an impediment for
Yeah, it's
him
not
to
an
be-
impediment. I mean, he jumps on his dog house. He can jump in the back of my truck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, he's a 97
They're
pound.
big dogs and they're pain in the ass. They're gregarious. They're just brutes. They're happy. They're funny. They're cute. And it's hard to portray that because in like these breeding banners, you want them to look as nice as they can and not goofy, right? But you
Right.
also have to show your families that they are goofy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a bit derpy. Yeah, the ones that I've met are derpy, and I love that because I feel like that's part of the charm. And considering some of the breeds that were used to make them, just like with bullies, some of them have some notoriety, and so to be able to prove that temperament has adjusted accordingly, that's you
Oh
can't.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I
can-
mean, obviously that's something you breed for, for the most part, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have the
have
funniest
super cool dogs.
expressions.
They do, and they vary.
They can
That's the-
strike. They can strike a pose and throw an expression that just. It's not like any other dog, man. Like it's like, whoo, and they're so expressive, man.
Oh yeah, I know he's gonna hate
Fun.
my breeding because it's.
I know. I was about to say that's Saints and Sinners all the way from the looks of it.
I'll put my because he's like, oh, is that going to be Saints and Sinners? We're always talking shit because when we got married, when we got together, we dissolved our kennel names and became I Bulldogs, which we both hate. We used that kennel name for it felt like 10 years, and so a few years ago, I was like, fuck it, let's go back to what actually made us excited about our dogs. So
Yeah.
I started naming his dog, the bullier dogs, bulky built, and like the less bully, colorful dogs, Saints and Sinners. I'll take the rest. I'll take the leftovers.
Well, it's not that. I mean,
Yeah, but that was
he
that
folks a
long
big
last-
dog. Like, he's not a small dog. I mean, the co-owner just popped up, Bobby Casey on that. I think he's probably about 85 pounds. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a decent.
He's really pretty. He's well put together. He has a cool head, nice bone, rib cage. Yeah, he's really cool. Kim K, we bred her, I think the one time, right? And now she lives in Canada. She's bred right now.
Dang. No,
Yeah,
I
I'm
had seen.
really into the really Englishy face personally. I prefer more the American flair.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we
Yeah,
do
yeah.
well. You know what I mean? Rocky's more my flair, where Rolls Royce is more hers. But the thing is what people understand, you can't make a Rocky without a Rolls Royce.
There you go.
Like, Rocky's mom is Rolls Royce's littermate sister. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't make
Okay.
them together.
I can see
Yeah.
that. Okay. There was one dog that, let's see here. I wanted to ask you about because Jesus.
That's an American Bulldog.
That's a bulldog. That's an American bulldog.
Yeah.
Is this one of the ones that you guys have either utilized in your program or not? Because it was just on your page, so I was asked. I just didn't know.
Her name was Buggy and Betty. She was a gutter boy daughter. I used her one time to a heavy mastiff style dog.
Aha. Okay. I was wondering if you guys had used her because,
Yeah, we bred her once.
gotcha.
So I honestly didn't know that much. I knew enough to know a good dog when I see it, but it wasn't until I got to apprentice under John and Jamie Sweet at Colehouse's show that like I really got to dive into y'all's breed type amongst that side of the bulldog world.
That was
learned
IOEBA show.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good
you
one.
Can't
to be at.
For me,
Jamie
was one of my mentors, and she used to always tell me, I don't care how fucking good your structure is if you do not have breed type. And the best way I explain it to anybody, imagine if somebody walked up to you and says to me, hey, ma'am, can you tell me where? Hey, you just called me a girl. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, bro. You know what I mean? So that's the same thing. If I walk up to one of your dogs, if you say to me, it looks like an American Bulldog, or it looks like an English Bulldog, or it looks like an Old English Bulldog, you know what? I can live with all three because the word Bulldog was in that sentence. Now, if you walk up to me and says, oh, she looks like a boxer mix, take it. Just have it. You can have the dog.
Yeah.
Like, well, that just killed my buzz.
Jamie, that's something, that's the way she would put that too, because
where do you think I learned from?
Because that's her thing, because she's written so much material on breed standards and things like that. So like to her, like identifying a dog by its breed type is where it's at. Like that's such a staple in her mind.
It is.
You should be able to know what you're looking at, or you're not breeding the way you need to be breeding the dog.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people say movement. If the dog has a job, we'll say like a sight hound. If a sight hound doesn't move correctly, it cannot perform its job. So it's not a sight hound. So structure and type, structure and movement, they coincide. So if movement on that sight hound isn't correct, it's almost just like if the type on a bulldog isn't correct. Yeah. And a lot of people say, well, your movement has to be, time out. This dog don't
bulldog movement, first of all. You're right.
A lot of people don't understand bulldog movement. They're allowed to shuffle. They're allowed to walk around themselves. All these people that tells me that a bulldog's supposed to move like a gazelle is like, bro.
Yeah, obviously,
yeah. A bulldog.
Anatomy 101, man. Anatomy 101. Certain things just aren't gonna.
I think naturally you want your dog. I think naturally the greener people, they just want their dog to be clean, perfect, sound,
smooth, right?
Yeah, effortless movement.
I think people get chastised for over-exaggerated animals. Oh, he's fucked up. No, he's not. He's maybe a little too much.
Supposed to be wider in the front than the back.
He might be a little too much in certain areas. But when I look at your dog, it's not enough. Now, for novice people who are starting to breed dogs, here's what they don't understand. It is easier to make a milkshake with ice cream than it is with milk. Like, bro, people, it's the same thing. Oh my God. And that's why your dog, they do. And that's what I tell them. Like, it's easier to water things down than it is to go uphill.
Yeah.
It's really hard to take a dog, turn a Dachshund into a bully. That's damn near fucking impossible, bro. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's going to take you a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
Let's start with a Basset Hound and turn it into a Dachshund Hound. I think we can get there a lot faster.
Probably. Absolutely.
And so when we see people who have what we consider fucked up dogs or train wrecks, we chastise them. So what happens? Those people don't bring them dogs out no more. Oh man, that dog's tore up.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Blasting them on the internet.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
For the first time, they're bringing.
Well, I think, like you said, what was the dog you used as a reference? You were talking about the movement of a dog just a second ago. What kind of dog is it?
Irish
silent. Yeah. So the movement's such a big deal with that dog, but like with an oldie, it's supposed to be extreme. It's supposed to be kind of a freakish built dog. It can be clean still, but it's still not 4-wheel drive. It's still got the jaw that's specific to the bulldog. Mm-hmm. It's got these traits, and that's what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be that, and that's the thing. Right. It's supposed to be a bulldog. It's supposed to move like a bulldog. And I think it's a beautiful breed. And I like the differences in the breeds and stuff. I don't know why people get so hung up on that. I think
Well, you know,
That's what they do there.
That's the problem. They want to push their narrative. And that's where I had to learn from her that our narrative only applies to each other, me, you, and other breeders. Our narrative doesn't apply to pet homes, because a pet home, if they see a Ferrari and they wanted a Ferrari, they're not going to go buy something other than a Ferrari. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they wanted a cool, husky dog, they're going to come and buy a cool husky dog. They don't care how perfectly correct it is. And
it's got to look the part, and that's about the extent of their
You'll be funny. This is funny. Most people are like, I want the teeth to be hanging out. I'm like, damn. I don't even like that. They want the teeth to protrude. I want a Tom and Jerry dog. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. They do.
That's what they want. That's what they want. It's like,
Then there's a market for it. Whether or not it's your program or someone else's, like there is a market for dogs that have that heavy of an underbite. So but we also have to remember, the bulldog is the base, so they already have that underbite.
Yeah.
Right.
So
we don't try. We try
I don't
to
want
have a tighter bite, but
Yeah.
it happens.
And the way it was explained to me one time was having more avenues of customers. So we'll just say Malinois for an example.
Mhm.
That is a very niche market. You don't see Susie, the second grade teachers, talking about, I have to get home and walk my Mally. That's not happening. That's not what you hear. You know what I mean? So they have pigeonholed themselves to where, the only people who genuinely buy Malinois for the most part, 99% of them, are people who are in the working breeds, who want a dog that can protect them, who would, they don't want a pet, they want a protection animal or per se. You know what I mean?
Right.
So with an oldie, you can have a dog that can slightly protect you. I'm not telling you he's going to be at the Malinois, level.
Yeah, he's not a fur missile. It's not going to go.
He'll deter you. Ocean will. He will deter you from hurting my wife and my daughter. I don't think he'll protect my son too much, but
He can fend for
he'll
himself.
protect my wife and my daughter. He loves my daughter, but
if he steps out of the shadows, he's going to deter you.
yeah. But you can also be that perfect dog for your grandkid, or that dog that you can walk to the mailbox with, or that dog that you can take to the baseball games with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where a Malinois, you go back, you got to lock him in the car. When you got to go back, you got to hope that you got a fucking center console when you get back.
Right, because he's going to chew your car up. Oh, gosh. Yeah, they're busy.
Hey, Lauda took your car to the store, and robbed it or something. You just never know.
Yeah. So, you limit your market when I've told people, like, look, guys, there's nothing wrong with having those working oldies, but remember that not all your customers are going to want that working oldie.
That
You
drive.
just got to again reconcile yourself with that, not take it personally, and it's what I do find interesting about the oldie community is, so say for example, someone comes to you guys and they have a preference in mind, and you look at what you guys have and what you've created, and you're like, I don't have that, but I know who does.
Yeah.
And you guys refer.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that is very selfless, and it's very customer oriented. And some people wouldn't do that. Some people be like, well, if you don't like what I have, then piss off, right? That just find it yourself. Whereas you guys are just like, okay, well, I don't produce that type of dog, but I do know who does, because that these are people that are looking for something very specific, and it will better their life to have it.
Yeah, and the community, I think we all do better when we work together, help each other out. If we're all flourishing, then we're all positively creating content, and we're reaching a broader amount of people. So we always try to help people. And we always have, if someone wants we lived in Texas, our friends lived in Oklahoma, and one of our friends had the American Bulldog type, more so than us. And then another guy had the English Bulldog type. So we would just send people to them all the time,
Yeah.
We all kind of live
Absolutely.
in this area.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. You're entering someone into your community, and they're going to either like or not like it based off that first one they get of that breed. So yeah, get them what they're looking for instead of trying to make $1 off them. Welcome into the community, and then you don't know, they could blossom. They could really, really fall in love with the breed, and that's how the breed continues to go forward.
Right. At least post the dog, and people ask them what kind of dog that is, they'll say Old English Bulldog. People go to YouTube and Google them.
Yeah.
And so we're just constantly posting Old English Bulldogs, and I think our pet market is growing, which is really awesome. It's a lot of work. It's been a long time coming. Yeah.
I know. I believe that. We were a few people that we've talked to that are also breed advocates for and owners and breeders of the Old English. Like they pretty much they've said something very similar, where it's just like this has been a long time coming. It's been something that you guys have been working on as a community, and it's just like you're trying to make strides to really get more people involved. And you guys have been doing such a great job at that, because again, just like we said earlier, we are seeing more and more out there, and it's really cool, because it's a breed that we've all, mentioned, really liking and being interested in, wanting to learn more about. And that's the only way we're really going to learn more about it, is by actually being able to see and physically put hands on these dogs as they come out.
Yeah.
And the more of them, the more we're going to know.
Right. Yeah, we always try to encourage other breeders to bring your dogs out and expect not to win, because the judges and the show community are used to seeing a certain type of dog, but for the greater good of the breed, we still have to show up,
Yeah.
The other thing is the better the dog comes out, the better your eye gets. The one thing I had to learn about type was, you don't know what type really is until you see a very typey dog. It's like, damn, that's the possibility. You don't know it until you absolutely see it in the flesh. It's like,
Yes.
And
That's where I'm supposed to be headed.
Yeah.
When I started, there was a ton of type, a ton of big dogs. There was a ton of really cool animals, and they were all in Texas, and I see them in person, but nobody took the time to document those dogs. You know what I mean? So you might see a little crappy, cell phone picture on Facebook, but
It's all pixelated and old.
yeah, and nobody, nobody, there's no center place to show the legacy and the pedigrees of these dogs. And I feel like that's the saddest part, because as dogs pass away, did we do our part to document that dog? Did we take videos of the movement and all the images that portray what he was and all that stuff? And many dogs, dogs die every summer from heat strokes and bee stings now, you know what I mean? And copperheads. We have to really take care of our animals and don't take the fact that they survived, every other day in August outside fine. They're going to be okay this day too. You have to really protect your dogs,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's and it is something that, it's not just we were talking about temperament, being something that you breed for, that type is something that you breed for, but longevity is also one of those things that you want to breed in as well, because it's almost like you build a cell phone that's going to die within a year, and so people just keep buying cheap cell phones, and it doesn't actually fix the actual problem. So with dogs, you shouldn't do that. You can't do that, not if you want the breed to survive. So it's like and become more popular, because people like dogs that live longer. It's just they want them for longer. They want to have them in their lives for longer, and building dogs that are healthier, have great temperament,
good rears. That is something that we are always trying to work on, because I've seen bigger dogs fall apart quick because their joints, they carry a lot of weight on their joints from day one. So we always try to have a super powerful rear if we can. I think we actually have that pretty solid. So so when you said they're not supposed to be 4-wheel motion, no, we're shooting for 4-wheel motion, 4-wheel drive.
I think any dog needs a strong rear, but what I meant is y'all just have wider fronts. Typically, then even if it has a strong rear, it's still wider in the front. Twice as wide sometimes.
Yeah, we try to have super powerful dogs all around. And what's crazy about what you said about longevity, I just tend to like breeds that don't live as long, like giant dogs, like the Neo or the Dog de Bordeaux. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and you mentioned earlier the Irish Wolfhound, like those dogs that have an 8-year lifespan at most.
Yeah, and I don't
Great
think
Danes, same thing.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy?
But it's based off of a different reason, though. They normally die
100%.
from liver failure because their liver starts to fail at a certain age because of the size of the animal. It's not just
100%. Yeah, they're just.
So I would rather have that.
So
I'd rather have my heart broken every 7 years so I could get a new one, and also so I don't have that Chihuahua sticking around for 20 years. Like, wow,
oh my gosh, you're like, why won't you die?
It's so funny that I almost.
Well, and because they're ornery as well. It's not just
the reason she said that is her dad had bought a house and it came with a Chihuahua. It was blind, no teeth.
The house came with the Chihuahuas. Like, this is
he was like
Chihuahua's
23 years old
because he couldn't see. He had to
stay in the house. He knew where the dog was.
Well, yeah. You can't teach like that. You really can't teach an old dog new tricks when it comes to that. He's blind. He's gonna run into everything. Oh, bless. Wow.
But yeah, what would you say the average oldie age is?
So Ocean is almost 10, or he is 10. He's one of them, and his dad was 12. So
no, that's great.
Yeah, I remember when we started doing dogs, there was a saying that longevity was the best health testing. You know what I mean? There was some hip testing in the early 90s, and it was just really a marketing thing to be better than the next person. That's what it stemmed from, you know what I mean? Because they were still breeding just plastic dogs together. They didn't understand why you were testing them and still breeding them together. But I feel like longevity is the test, the perfect health test, in my opinion. Ocean's, I think he's 9 or 10, and I have no problems with the dog. He walks outside, he stays outside. And then we had Kaiser, who was like 130 pounds. And, when you're that big, I think he was 8 or 9 when he passed. But I actually had
I think he was 9. Yeah. We were carrying. I had been doing a lot of CrossFits, thank God, so I could carry him up and down, and we have a ramp in this house, so that was nice. But yeah, man, he started falling apart. And right at the end, when your dogs get old and age, then you hurry up and you try to like give them a lot of joint supplements, and stuff like that. When there were things that we could have done differently early on, like have cleaner, exercise more. I took him to the chiropractor every week.
His brother died at 13 years old?
No, he was 14. Job
Yeah.
And he would run that dog like 7 miles a day. You know what I mean? So, and he was a cleaner dog than Kaiser. There was 2 brothers in the litter. One was tall, lean, and clean, and the other one was like super short and bully. So yeah, the difference is, and we always tell our customers, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So be prepared. If you say you want that big bully dog, it comes with some shit.
There's a price. There's a price you pay for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. And there are going to be some random ones that extend and will surprise you, but for the most part, yeah, that tends to be statistically the more plausible outcome.
I got some right now that we produced in this last litter, and I just can't even really wrap my mind around what's happening with these dogs. They're just getting so big. I don't even really know. Like I can only wait and see.
How old are they?
They're 6 months.
They're goofy. Are they tall?
No, not really.
Tall yet?
I got a male. He just turned 6 months, and he's 75 pounds.
Awesome.
And and he's like he's so fat in the rear, and like he's got all this mass, but he's just a baby. I mean, he's still just like he moves like this because he's just such a big baby.
So goofy. Yeah.
It's
almost embarrassing how goofy they look. And you try, breeders will get them, and then I don't think this dog's gonna turn out.
It's just like, look at this doofus. I mean, moves like a doofus. Everything he does is
standing like this, right?
Oh God,
he's so big, man. But I like the. It doesn't necessarily. I mean, extreme is such a loose term. What's extreme, but.
It's relative. It's relative. It always will.
It is. It's like beauty, right? So I like a dog that's got mass, that's got, stronger features. I think that's what makes up our breeds, y'all's and ours,
Yeah, bulldog breeds. They should have bone. They should have mass. They should have head.
a big head and a
Very distinctive.
strong jaw and a good fore chest and a nice broad spread in the front and good bone mass and fat rears. Like I love that on a dog. It's powerful.
Let me ask you one question then. What do you feel like is the hardest trait to maintain?
I'd say rear mechanics. I'd say I'm the most particular about it because if it's got this, then it's got that. But like to me, I think the big head's another one too, man. With the American Bully, like if you got little heads and bad rears, five generations you
what are you doing? Just clean the slate, start from scratch. Like
for me, it's mass. But what I would tell you is what people don't understand. This is what I've taught. I try to teach everybody. Whatever the hardest thing in that breed to maintain should be a focus. Not the main focus. For an example, you show me 10 oldies with, fat, thick rear ends where you could see inner and outer thigh, like they got a football rubbing together. Look like them little, they're about to pop out the back underneath his tail. Show me 10 of them dogs like Rocky rear ends and then a head like that. You know what I mean? So that is, I try to find dogs who have those features as well. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't know how to break down rear mechanics. They don't know. You can have a great upper thigh and no lower thigh, or you can have, all the angles but the first one being wrong. And if you ever try to build anything, the minute you're off on one angle, it doesn't matter how good the next two angles are, you're still fucked.
Yeah, you could have a decent turn to stifle, but without an inner thigh, your dog's cowhocked.
Yeah, technically, yes. A lot of people don't know you can be cowhocked at the hip or at the hock and down.
Correct.
There's two different types. And, there's a lot of things that people don't understand about the rear mechanics. The length of the hock bone, if it's a short one versus a long one, those mechanics mean something different. Look at a deer versus, you know what I mean? Deer's the longer, the shorter.
That's why I said the word mechanics, because there's like so many moving parts to the rear.
Very much so.
Like that whole rear assembly is so important to me. Like it's uncompromisable in my program. Like I will not compromise on that.
You will not cut corners.
Every part of the dog can be broke down the exact same. The head is just as complex as the rear. The front is just as complex as the front.
Well, just like you said earlier, it's like when someone walks up to your dog, you want them to literally be able to say it at minimum, Bulldog, right? Because these Bulldogs have a very distinct face, just like the American Bully. One of the biggest, type when it comes to breed type, one of the most distinguishable features is the headpiece, in contrast to the breeds that founded it. And with Bulldogs of all the varying, types, being Old English, English, so on and so forth, American, depending on what type that is, Scott or Johnson, but it's the headpiece is what makes it distinctive. And so with Bulldogs, just like you said, at least at minimum, it needs to be identifiable as a Bulldog.
Yeah.
I think mass is one of the most defining features that will either make or break a dog, because you can have absolutely great mechanics in the rear, beautiful front with a big head, and that thing skinny as a rail.
Yeah.
But do you think the mass is the hardest to get?
Yes, it is, because in Bulldogs, for the amount of mass I prefer, there's not a lot of them. They're really, really hard to find. And you got dogs like Rolls Royce is one of them. You got dogs like Kaiser that I used to have. You got dogs like Eeyore that I used from Chad Dunn. Dogs like that. When you're talking a 20-inch tall dog with bone that you can't even wrap your hand halfway around, it weighs 115 pounds. That's a lot of dog. A lot of people say, "Oh, my dog weighs 140." I don't know where the other 30 pounds is, but all right. You know what I mean? But when you see those dimensions on a very short back dog with a big head, it's very, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, when it comes to obviously, health, longevity, headpieces, things like that, nares becomes an issue that a lot of people kind of don't really focus on, or they don't think is as important, or they don't even know what a nare is. When it comes to y'all's dogs, do you take that into consideration when you're picking your pairings as far as like open
Honestly, we
nares
don't
and
ever really
palate?
have-
Like,
Well, here's the reason. I do try to make sure that I have good breathing. I don't have any dogs that sound like absolute death when I don't got none of that crap. Hers, not mine. So
maybe a Saints and Sinners.
But the thing is when any athlete gets to a level, they stop breathing through their nose anyway. You breathe through your mouth. So I worry more about my palate than I do my nostril.
there we go.
Nostril
Okay.
is,
Talk about that.
it is imperative that they got good wide open nares, but I would rather have a solid palate than a wide open nair, because
There we go.
any athlete, they open their mouth when they're starting to get, you breathe through your mouth or one nostril. You don't breathe through both.
Yeah.
Right. That elongated soft palate is
It's a killer.
it's a
Yeah.
killer, and it is something that a lot
That's
of people
that's
don't.
another very
And
complex.
pair that with anxiety,
Yes.
you're done.
'Cause
Oh yeah, that dog's gonna Mm-hmm.
Yes, for the most part, we don't really think about nares that much because it's not an issue we have. We have other issues, I
It's
guess.
just to really focus on.
It's
Yeah.
not the nares, yeah.
I don't, like I said, I don't have any dogs here. Like our show was out in the outside, and I covered my dogs with a sheet. I was all right. My dogs weren't even panting; they were just asleep.
Yeah.
I mean, my dogs live outside. Rocky, he stays outside 24/7. I don't bring him in. I mean, Ocean's my house dog, but with these two stupid Pekingeses.
I have Pekingese right here.
Oh,
Man, these puppies I
you
got
want to talk
right now,
about smush face dogs then? Okay.
We have a type, yeah.
Oh
these
no.
puppies I got right now, they're just different, man. I drove the dump truck home today, and I kicked the loop, and I was kind of checking them out, barking at them out of my window and stuff. They're like trying to all look, and when I was riding by, it's hot. It's 90-something degrees outside.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty of
Sports.
shade. There's fans. There's all that, right?
They don't
Nope,
care.
they're out in the sun,
Mhm.
baking like potatoes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we were in
Out
Texas.
there just laid out in the sun. They're not even in the shade or nothing. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing, man?
You get into
They
trouble.
don't care if it's hot.
You
They
do.
don't.
Yeah, you do get in trouble.
Like another dog comes to the fence or a cat
Mhm.
comes to the yard. Accidents happen. I think that's why heat strokes tend to happen. Or you're out of town and someone else is doing your
watching your dogs and they don't know the signs.
Yeah.
FedEx pulls up out
Get
front.
you worked up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm telling you, like my XL, he's a lilac color, and so I mean, he'll go out there, and I'm worried about I'm a weirdo. I'm worried about things like sunburn on a paler skinned dog. I don't know why. It's just a neurotic thing that's wrong with my brain. But he'll lay outside, and it's like 20 million degrees outside, and he's not laying in the shade. No, he is plopped out, just stretched out, sunbathing. Full sun, and I'll go out there, and of course I'll be, I'm like, oh my God, is he breathing? Hey, buddy. I'm like, Adonis, nothing. I'm like, oh God. So I can take a couple steps out of the door. I'm like, Adonis, nothing. Keep walking, and eventually I'm like, storming the beaches of Normandy on my way to get to my dog because I think he's not moving, he's not responding, and then all of a sudden, like I get within a foot away, and he pops his head up like, Mom, you woke me up. I'm like, I about had a freaking heart attack. I think my dog had died out here in the heat, and no, he's just sunbathing.
Yeah, they do that. Definitely. They definitely enjoy that sun.
And they get so much from the sun. The
It's
sun
so
does so
good for
much
them,
good
too.
for the dog. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's so good, man. It's scary.
I think
though.
some
You hear
people
all these
honestly
stories, like,
domesticate too much. They domesticate too much where now you're
Yeah.
really messing with the dogs. Like I think being outside or living outside, you're accustomed to
condition.
it. You're
Mhm.
they're with the wilderness.
I
Like,
agree.
they need to be out. And
Let
I
'em
think
dog.
that breedings take a little bit better. I think that the dogs really just live a longer lifespan because they're accustomed to the elements, like anxiety. If we leave them inside all the time, if we just don't bring them
Don't
around people,
socialize them.
and then all of a sudden we want to take them to a show, now we're wondering, well, what happened to the dog
Man.
at the show or after the show, before the show, whatever the case is. Well, the dog wasn't used to it. We've got to accustom these dogs before we take them to a
Just
show.
like
But I think
people, man.
being outside brings so
When
much
we were
joy to
kids
the
in our
dog.
generation, all we did was get dirty.
Right. Right. Getting sick was a lot rarer because we were overexposed to
Run
everything.
around dirty. I'm in the creek. I'm in
Nothing
the
was
woods.
sanitized.
I
Everyone
mean,
was using everyone's everything. It was
straight out of the woods and eat a sandwich and then get back in there. You're like,
Oh,
never got sick.
dirt under the nails. It was bad. Oh yeah. No, and when it comes to I know here what we try to do is like we know that during the summertime, because we live in the South. So it's, it's pretty hot and humid, which is no fun. But like we condition, like towards the springtime when it starts getting warmer during the day, our either potty breaks or our walks, they get a little bit longer every single time. So that way, by the time the summertime kicks in, I'm less worried if my dogs are outside for a little bit longer, because they've conditioned themselves to it.
Right. But, I think, I don't know, I'm sure you've told me stuff like this, but I think I've always tried it too, where if I take my dog, especially before him, I would go on walks with the dogs and run in the sun. And I try to not pull them off as quick, just like let my dogs kind of sit in that stress, not too much water too quick, and just kind of condition them to being worked up maybe.
So I see a comment, and this is 100% true. Horses know when there's 12-hour days and they know when there's 16-hour days. I did not know that until I started working with a vet. He was like, why do they got all these damn horses under these big ass lights? He's like, oh, we're trying to keep them at 16 hours. I'm like, what the fuck?
Why? What?
What does that mean? The fur?
So, yeah, basically animals know when there's a 12-hour day versus 16-hour day. Like they can tell. Horses can tell because their hair. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I would imagine dogs can tell too.
Too.
I don't care if you give them a 15-foot kennel or a 10-foot kennel. They will find that slither of sun and just lay in it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I have a bunch of windows, but because of where it's facing, the light changes, and my dogs will literally get up and then move and then pop back into the sun, and out within another 30 minutes, they get up, walk over to because the sun is moving, and so are they.
Dark.
Yeah, power company say you didn't pay your bill. Did she say she's worried about her dogs getting sun? What?
Burn.
Oh my gosh, sunburn! I can see her. Adonis, you did not get your sunblock. Come here.
I got swimming pools and shade and fans, and the dogs they get out there and get in the water and then go lay in the sun. And I come home and they're mud pies. I'm like, what are y'all doing, man? But I like to let them be dogs. Yeah. I do. I think it's so healthy. It's good for their muscle growth and things to just let them play and rip and run and do their thing, man. And like my wife, she's like, oh, the dogs they're playing rough out there. I said, they're dogs. They'll be fine. They're all right. They're just, that's what dogs do. They get out there and rough and they antagonize each other, and they're learning, establishing their second order.
A much cooler life than to be stuck inside all day.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
They don't have electronics. They want to be, into something.
Yeah.
People wonder why their dogs, you let them outside and they won't come back. They're like, damn it, boy, get over here. It's like, Dad, just give me a couple minutes out here, please. My God.
Yeah.
They love to be out in the sun. So like Caleb said, it's so good.
We just recently had a dog that we got back, and he was neglected very poorly. And I had him in the kennel, and we were trying to put weight on him. So I put him out in the sun, and he still did okay. But the minute I put a playmate with him, dude gained 12 pounds. Like he had to show off for the dog he was with.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Maybe he was
They're
just
social creatures like we are.
And a lot of people think that, you put 2 dogs outside or 3 dogs, that's just how they talk. They're not fighting even half the time. You know what I mean? And I think the dogs like it. She'll tell you, she's probably the worst I've ever seen. She will let out 50 fucking dogs together.
Especially if he's at work, so I don't have to hear his mouth. Just,
bro,
Chris is gone. Let's go.
And then all of a sudden the shit breaks loose and I can't stop it.
I had a huge dog fight, and it was everything for me to keep these 2 giant females apart.
200-pound.
They're 100-pound each.
More than 100 pounds.
But I was doing CrossFit at the time, like I said.
And females fight different. Like when females go at it.
Dogs. I called him crying, like, you were right. I thought,
they're
being so nice
she couldn't
today.
get him to stop, and I was just like, just let Ocean out. He will stop it, I promise. No, I don't want him to hurt Ocean. Let him the fuck out. I mean, they're going to kill each other. He just walks up right into him, and they just stopped.
Oh, my gosh.
And walked away. Oh, he's probably the best alpha in all the years I've done dogs that I've ever seen.
That's pure respect from those dogs right there. Like, hey.
She'll tell you, we used to take the dog for a walk, take him for 3-mile walks. Great Danes would be full on out sprints. They would stop about 10 to 15 feet and then turn around and walk away. And he
That's
wouldn't
crazy.
even be flared up. He
wouldn't
wouldn't
The
even turn his
presence.
head to look
Just
out.
he
Like
wouldn't
he's-
even put his tail in the air. He'd just be like,
Like that one terrier, you saw like there's a rescue or a kennel in South America or something. That one terrier rolls through and everybody stops. That's what he's like.
I've seen that.
Yeah, he's
That's
just
Ocean.
like
There's a difference in a dog. A dog will take the role of the alpha in a pack, but that doesn't make it a true alpha, right? And like when a true alpha comes around, this dude is sitting here front and acting tough all this time. He'll change his tune real quick. He's like, "Hey, I've been holding it down for you while you've been gone, but here, it's your
You
yard.
think you're the
Take it,"
guy until the guy
yeah,
shows
that's how there's no
up.
peeking.
Yeah.
It is. He'll walk up to Ocean. He'll piss on everything that Ocean pisses on. And then Ocean just looks at him. And then he just walks away.
and the PKB is hard-headed. He's worse than all the other people.
But see, the reason I think he's amazing alpha, he won't even hurt him. He'll just put his hand on it or his paw on him, just like, motherfucker, get the fuck.
Yeah.
He won't even attack him. The dog be growling at him. He just goes and just
That is
slaps him.
hilarious. Yeah.
He won't even growl. He won't even show a tooth. And he's like, bro, look, I got the shit in you, bro.
That's really good information. I think a lot of people have a misconception. You know, alpha is not an aggressive thing. It's just it's a natural leader thing. It's a dominance. It's a leadership quality.
But see, a lot of people don't allow an alpha to be an alpha. Ocean, he'll take a correction, one correction. The second correction, he's not going to take it lightly. He will take it from her, and he'll take it from my daughter. But me and my son, he'll turn around and be like, hit me again. Hit me one more time. But he won't. I mean, he won't hurt nobody. But he's going to stand. He's going to put his tail in the air, and that's his way of saying, "I understood what you said. You ain't got to beat on me." And that's, to me, I love that. A lot of people are like, "Oh, he's an asshole. He's not listening." Bro, what? He just told me. I heard you.
He's a grown ass man. He ain't trying to hear all that.
Yeah.
You gotta beat on me for me to get it. You want me to walk away? I'm gonna walk away, and he will. Ocean, leave it alone, and he'll walk away. And so
I guarantee that's your best trainer too.
That's what she just said. She wants to raise. I want him to raise another dog for me. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
They do good, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've never in all the years I've done dogs, I've had some really good alpha dogs, but I've never had anything like that. They've had better situational awareness and maybe lacked a little bit of grace when it came to other dogs. They would go, like, he will literally stop as long as the other dog stops. The minute they act like they want to do something again, he'll hit them again. But the minute they walk away like that, game's over. He won't harm them anywhere. He won't walk around with his tail
I
up.
like that.
I can let him back out in 10 minutes together, and he's cool. He go on, take his piss and his crap, and as long as the other dog don't mess with him, he's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he knows he's the man.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was just born
not
this
in
way.
a gender way, but in a just like straight up like,
he was born the man, man.
yeah, I'm the man. Like, yeah, like I don't even see you guys. Like,
Bro, it is crazy how dope the dog is, man. I mean, he could be out with another grown male. He won't go after him.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like he could be out with his son, bigger dog than him.
no insecurities.
None.
No.
Never had
Yeah.
any. But he's a different dog when he's on a leash with my 9-year-old daughter. So he's a little
like
bit
my boy Pressure. He's such a like he's really smart, but he's such an oaf that you would never know how smart he is until it happens. But like he's just so passive. You'll never see him jump. He doesn't let any dogs rally him up or nothing. He was just a dominant dude, but he's a leader though, but he's not aggressive, right? But one of his puppies, a friend of mine that's got one of his sons, you know, we had a girl in heat here and we had her put up, and so he's kind of on high alert. And my buddy came over for dinner and brought his Precious son to see, you know, but he didn't tell us he was bringing the dog. We should have assumed it, but he didn't say anything. And he got out of the truck, and I heard him, and the dogs were barking. And then I go to let him in the back door. When I open the back door, the puppy just runs in. Well, Pressure was in here laying across Mama's feet, my wife's feet. Like he was just laid in the kitchen floor and literally kind of on top of her feet a little bit. And when the puppy ran past me and ran in, my wife wasn't expecting the dog to be here. She didn't know that the dog was coming. So when the dog ran in, she jumped. That's all it took. When she jumped, like something spooked her, he never made a sound. It hit the dog. And it had the dog pinned on the ground. And I was like, whoa. And I ran, I just jumped him and I slid him back about 15 feet. And I said, dude, you can't. And I turned, and then I looked, he was on the dog again, hit him again. And I was like, all right, grabbed him. I took him in the living room. And he didn't hurt the dog, but he had it pinned against the floor, had him literally pinned to the floor. And quick too, and never made a sound. And my wife's like, oh God, it was this big deal, And I said, he's just letting that puppy know, like, hey, this is my house, boy. You don't roll up
hierarchy
in here.
involved in this.
Yeah. First.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was Mama jumping that triggered him. Like, you got Mama jumping in here, you can't do that. And and it's like, there's been several situations where, like, you're like, golly, I never knew pressure had it in him like that. Where he's just certain things. We had a mouse get in the house, and it ran in the back door. And my wife and daughter are on the kitchen table from this thing, and I'm out of town. I was at a dog show, and they called me FaceTime, and they're on top of the kitchen table. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? And they're like, look at pressure. So pressure's done cornered this thing in the bedroom, and it's going back and forth around the bed. They're telling me what's going on, but like, they ended up having to get the neighbor up here and drug the mattress off the bed where he could get to where he wanted to get to. And he finally got this thing and got it in the bathtub, and the neighbor took it outside. But like,
damn,
all the dogs are hiding. He's in there after this thing. Like, he would not stop until he got it. And then he's just do back to like nothing in the world matters, but when it's time, he's on something,
We forget these dogs, their lineage, there's some working blood in there. So, I mean, they're going to dog from time to time, and it's going to be a little shocking, especially considering when they're so derpy normally. Like, just like, oh my God, where did this come from? It's like, that's in there too,
Mm-hmm.
So what all did I miss? With my power outage.
We were talking about alpha behavior, and
yeah.
And he was telling us how awesome Ocean is, and just what a true alpha he is. He's not aggressive, but he's just a natural dominant leader, and they know it. All the dogs know it.
Yeah, when he walks through the kennel, because he lives here, he lives inside.
Yeah,
but he wants to go out there sometimes, so he'll walk up and down the kennel, and they're just looking at him,
pacing like a lion.
Yeah. She thinks it's hilarious, and every dog is like, sound like the SPC out there.
Well, yeah, and then you open the door. I love how they'll just sit there and they'll like bark at each other and act all aggressive because there's a barrier there. But if you got rid of that barrier, some of those dogs quiet down real.
Oh, nobody will go after you. Not one.
Oh, yeah.
I think Rocky might challenge him at this point.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question, Chris. This is geared towards more you. You've talked about creating. I think you really, really like the pairings and things like that. So with pairing in your program, how do you go about with the pairings, and when and why do you utilize line breeding?
I'll always do structure or substance and framework. That's always been my preference. I've tried to do two massive dogs together, and Mother Nature, she's kind of a sick sense of humor. She'll take you all the way back to ground zero.
All the way back to Pitbull.
Yeah, it's like, what just happened there? But I'm a big fan of structure times framework, or not structure, but mass times framework. And far as line breeding, I'm going to start doing it again here soon. I was trying to make, what I try to do is like for that breeding that she posted up with Rolls Royce and the American. I made sure that the Americans are from, healthy stock with good hips and good breathing, stuff like that. Now I'm going to run it all back together and make her the base for health purposes, and add him. I'm not saying he has bad health, but I'm just saying I'll use her as the health, thing that can find each other. What people don't understand is, like, when you mixing breeds, even probably with you guys in the bullies, you can have two health tested dogs, but if they're not related, their conformation might be different in their hip pockets, or their joints are going to be a little bit different because the genetics aren't the same. So,
and it could be a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen two dogs that were OFA good, and then bred them together, and you thought you're going to get at least a good at best, and I've seen poor, not even fair, poor. You know what I mean? And it was because they weren't related. So, or in American Bulldogs, a lot of people do pin hips, and I've seen dogs in the 3s and the 2s be bred together and get 5s and 6. Like, how in the hell did that? You know what I mean?
Because it fits.
Yeah, well, they weren't related sometimes, and that helps. That makes it, your equation becomes back to zero again. So, line breeding, I just breed the dog in front of me. For me, I like what I like, and I'm just trying to create that look consistently. It is hard because making dogs like Rolls Royce, like Rocky or Kaiser. A lot of people are going to sit here and tell you, I can do it all the time. That's a bold-faced lie. These are dogs that are anomalies, and trying to reproduce anomalies every single time is not easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, the freaky dogs, or I guess excessive or big bully dogs, tend to make nice, super clean dogs. They almost always make show dogs in every litter. Which is cool. They're capable, and I think they're so important because you get that extra little rib cage, that extra head on a clean dog, and that's hard to beat.
Yeah, like Rocky. I've bred Rocky a few times, and every single time I've bred Rocky, damn near flawless.
Flawless, too clean. Like what?
Little too.
That's that hybrid vigor, man. With our breed, like some of the biggest freakish, like extreme strong from the time they're puppies, like never fall off the tit, never have to like, oh, I don't know about this one, he might not make it. Like those hybrid vigor litters, like they're just tough, strong, almost never lose a puppy. They wind up being bigger and all, so when you can line breed, you can get conformationally clean and tight and all that, and then you can lose a lot too, and they seem to have more health issues, like you said. Get into the outcross between hybrid vigor.
Yeah, you're trying to harness that
hybrid vigors.
I mean, it's like literally trying to catch a Tasmanian devil. You know what I mean? Does it even exist, or can it be done? And you find people that can do it. But to get it and hold it is a whole other thing too. Right. You might figure out how to hit, but can you keep hitting it? I mean, it's a tough thing. It's a juggling act for sure. I've told people in the past, we'll take people like, I'll just use the dog. I don't want you got dogs like Magoo. He's a unicorn. He can reproduce himself consistently. You know what I mean? When you get a dog like that, that's a unicorn. I don't give a damn what breed you got. You could be fucking rat terriers. If it can reproduce it, without a shadow of doubt, I can breed this fucker to a rat terrier. I'm still going to make a dog that looks something like him.
Right.
They're very, very rare to come across.
They are.
Rocco, no matter what he bred to, you knew it was a Rocco kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, the head was very distinctive.
Yeah. I mean,
Grim is a great example of that.
Yeah.
Grim is a dog. You can almost see a Grim related dog, and a dog in their lineage. You can just see it,
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard for people to understand that when you have a dog like that, I call them unicorns. Can you make another one?
Samson's a dog like that, throws his look a lot. You see a lot of Samson offspring that look a lot like him,
Now, do you feel like when it comes to the dogs that, like, out of all of the either studs or even dams that you've had, is there one of them that literally just constantly pumps out itself?
What would you say? I don't know, not really.
Or like has a specific trait that just keeps on representing.
Oh yeah. I can get a specific trait from a dog, but I don't think that I can. I
feel like Kaiser kids.
Yeah, Kaiser could. But the thing is you got dogs. If you breed XLs, you understand what I mean. You have those dogs. If you breed them small, they'll give you small. But if you breed them big, you'll get big. He was one of those dogs. If I bred him to an American Bulldog, I would get large animals like him. If I bred him to like a more of an Englishy style dog, I would get a very typey dog, but I would lose somewhere between 30 to 40 pounds.
He's a good bridge.
Yeah. And I think the best part the most intriguing part And the thing that as breeders, what we must understand, I ask any person who asks me for advice, hey, what did you notice consistently in the litter? What did she do that you could identify? Did she throw good top skull? Did she throw bad bottom jaws? Did she throw good angles? Did she throw a good front? Did she throw this? There is something that every single dog produces consistently if you pay attention. Mm-hmm. Now, can you harness that is what you have to do. That is what breeding dogs is all about.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's not easy.
Careful watching.
And it takes time and it takes a lot of fuck ups. You know, the best way to explain it to people is you will walk into the gym day one of picking up a weight and you look like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
You're trying to lose 20 pounds, one salad, the first salad. You're like, man, I'm going to look great by the end of this. They're just like, but you
and what people you have to understand, the more you do it, the better your eye gets. And if you came up under people like Jamie Sweet or Howard Eads, they used to tell me your eye is going to change the longer you do this. And I would like, bro, I know what I like. I like them woolly. That's what I would tell them all. I just want them thick. No, you're missing with it. I'm like, they just say, you'll see. And now, 20, 25 years later, it's like, that's what they meant. You can identify what a dog can produce.
Your eye is sharper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The trained eye.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Isn't that something? I tell people all the time, like, look, if you're expecting to come in this and listen to all the right people, you surround yourself with people that know what the hell they're talking about, you're still going to bump your head 100 times. If you think you're not, you're living a dream, man. You're going to make every mistake and you're going to think you know what you want and what it takes to produce what you want, and it ain't going to go like you think. You're going to have to bump your head, period.
And the biggest smack in the face, in my opinion, is when you pick a puppy out of a litter. You're like, oh, it's going to be the one. And then 2 years later, somebody stops by with a dog that you produce, and you're like, damn, where did
I let that go?
Oh, that's so-and-so's brother.
What?
Okay, that's just, I mean, that is, to me, that's them reality checks that even no matter how long you've done this, you're going to make mistakes too.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, I feel like that stems all the way back to where Gina is very good at keeping relationships alive with people, because I think that's what grows communities, because you're going to make those mistakes. I don't care, unless you keep the whole entire litter till they're 2 years old and say, okay, now that's the one that I want.
Now I can pick.
Yeah. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to pick wrong puppies. There's going to be the little squirty little squirt, like, man, just flush him, bro. And then 2 years later, he's a massive, impressive animal. It's like, whoa, that motherfucker turned into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's something Raul had told me along the way, something that stuck with me. He's like, take notes when you got puppies and pick from the first pick to the last. Best male, second best male, third, and female. This is the best,
And then wait.
I promise you those numbers will change.
Very much so.
Oh, you'll be like, wait a minute. This one's starting to look, and then you'll think, oh, that's the one. Okay. Let me holler at you in 2 weeks. It's like, you're right, man. It's gonna, that one I thought was third pick. Now it's 5 pounds heavier, and the head's starting to change. And then it's like, oh, that's the one. Well, holler at me in 2 months, and then it's so many things in the growth and development of a dog, and how much it changes.
I feel like I could see it in a newborn puppy exactly what it is.
Well, honestly, I mean, you can see angles in newborn puppies.
And sometimes he thinks I'm wrong, but I'm probably picking off of whatever I want at the time. And so I'll figure out how to keep the puppy I want. So it might not necessarily be.
If you got that dog, you can see that dog.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely see a standout. They stand out at birth, like they normally do. But what I'm telling it, for an example, just say you're looking to change your rear angle. Right. Like, you can see rear angles, but you can't see a massive, massive head. Because I've seen dogs with puny little pipsqueak looking puppies turn into massive. For example, when I tell people ain't no way, Rocky is the runt in his litter.
Huh.
She'll tell
That's
you.
interesting.
He turned out to be the smallest dog in the whole litter.
I know some of the XLs with the biggest heads did not have big heads as puppies.
But did they have funny shaped heads or something weird? Like, almost ugly about their
Something
head.
different about it. Yeah.
Looking.
Yeah, the eye spread, and like,
It's
and
the
that's
eye spread that shows.
that's
Alien
typically
coat.
like,
You
no
know,
matter
big
how
old bubble in the
dummy or
middle.
anything it looks like, if that eye spread, like, it's
Well, there's certain types that either if the keyword being if they pop, it is going to be a very large head.
yeah.
But some of them never pop, and then you're like,
But-
wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
And like I said, the next door neighbor who got the one that did pop, you come up.
Mhm.
But that's why I feel like building a community that you can work with, it helps, because if you did keep the wrong puppy, you'd be like, hey man, let me use him. All right, cool, whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes a big
There's no
difference.
animosities there.
Yeah, I like to keep good relationships with
Mhm.
everybody that's been a part of our program, part of our kennels,
helps
production,
you.
things like that. Yeah,
It helps you in the long run, you know what I mean?
yeah, and could help them. You know,
Sure. Oh yes, definitely. I mean,
Mm.
I mean, and you guys have such a like a high functioning circle, I think, because you make great relationships just being who you guys are, but also with the dogs that you produce being what they are. So I can't even imagine. That's pretty cool.
It's awesome. It's a lot, but
I'm sure it's
well, y'all got a lot of years in this together, right?
a lot.
Yeah.
How long have we been together?
My son.
Oh God, there's carry the two.
And then you gotta go,
Nice.
how was our son? Okay. and then
Add
look,
1 year.
well, I've been doing dogs
Hello.
since the
On the
90s.
hot seat.
So, I mean, so I've had a lot of, I've made more fuck ups than I've made,
Yeah.
amazing animals. And that's what a lot of,
Mhm.
I don't think that a lot of breeders, I feel like the only way you genuinely can learn and grow is being honest. You don't have to be honest with the world like I am. You at least have to be honest with yourself,
Yourself,
and say, you know what? All right, my numbers don't look good. I've had 20 puppies and 19 shitters. That isn't good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you if you're not honest with yourself, you can't do better. And I feel like the only way you generally do better is by not, taking the time to see what you created, see if it was worth it, see if that combination was good, and like, all right, maybe that wasn't the best combination. And if it was a good combination, how can I improve it just a little bit better? Do I have sons or do I have one of her daughters that I have
Mhm.
those traits? And it's funny because if you would have had the same conversation with me 10 years ago, I'd be like, oh, them breeders, they cheat. They just breed sisters to that same dog. And fuck, that's not even fun. You know what I mean? But now I understand it because maybe it was a step in a better direction to make a
Yeah.
healthier or a better angle in the rear, or a better angle in the front, whatever it might have been.
Yeah. No, Michael's actually said on multiple occasions you learn more from the L's that you take than from the wins. And the
Wisdom
thing is-
comes from the L's.
Yes, it does. And I feel that, playing the long game is something that escapes some folks. Not being willing to just like put the pieces together so that pieces can come later. Not
You gotta
wanting
check. This is
to
not
hit
checkers.
gold,
Yes.
to strike gold right now instead of, it's hard for some people. It
Oh,
really is.
Mhm.
That's the same people, the people who play, I tell them they play checkers, is they breed to the name,
So
the
just-
big name stud for the year. And
Mhm.
then they have a puppy off of that, and then they're looking for whoever is going to help sell those puppies the fastest. And to me, I don't know if that's always going to get you where you want to go.
Right.
But it might.
You mean the people with the biggest studs or people that market the best?
They want to use that dog, so it's easier to sell the puppies.
Yeah, but
Yep.
so that person, the breeder, not the stud owner, but that breeder is not necessarily making quality to have a longevity in their program.
Right. There's enough of them. There's enough of
Checkers.
them.
I mean, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're playing
Yeah.
checkers because it's an easy gratification. They're not saying, how can I improve? They're looking like, how can I move these puppies? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
How can I move these puppies?
To
Exactly.
me, that's where
How
the
I can
show
move the
world
breed
is so
forward.
valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
That's where the show ring, like, some people like the shows, some people don't. What I like about the shows is it's really good to get calibrated on what is working and what's out there. Because you get on the internet and look at these dogs and you got this guy, oh man, this dog, it's got 23,000 comments on this dog. Everybody says fire, fire, fire. This dog's fire, blah, blah, blah. And then you see the dog at a show and he won't get it out of the kennel because it doesn't even hold a candle to any of the dogs that are here. And it's like, well, this dog's an internet success. So it's like,
for
They
me,
shouldn't.
it'll really get you calibrated, man. And,
Yeah.
and it'll train your eye, like you said, to what you're actually looking at.
I like it because it keeps bullshit at a minimum too. And what I mean by that is, especially in the XL world, oh, he's 174 pounds.
Sure he is.
Man, that's a big fucking dog. And then they bring it out.
That's all but like 122
That's
and a half. Like, come on now.
Shit. You know what I mean? But he's got a 29.5-inch head. Well, brother, I don't had some big.
Probably not.
I don't had some big heads. You know what I mean? I had Bear, and I'll tell anybody, I have never in all my years of doing dog, I have never seen a dog with a bigger head than Bear. And it's funny because I'll see a picture of a dog and they'll have a choke chain on. Now, when I owned Bear, his hair was just shy of 30 inches, and I promise you it was. She'll tell you that motherfucker's head was humongous.
Same.
And they didn't make any collars or choke chains that could fit over his head. The biggest one the biggest one I could ever find was 30 inches, and each ring on the end was an inch. So from inside ring to inside ring was only 28 inches. And I put that thing on it. I was trying to squeeze it on his head. I'm like, damn, how these people talking? They got 30-inch head and they got choke chains on him.
Freya, my dog Freya, her dad had buff the stuff. He had a 28-inch head, and with a tape measure on it. And like, that's the biggest head I've seen on a dog in person, or like with a tape measure on it. In the American Bully, I seen a Brazilian bull at Nationals in 2024. They had Big John out there.
Yeah, Big John's got a big nugget.
And I'll tell you what, his eyes are kind of close together, even for a Brazilian bull, but it looks like it even more so because he has a 30-inch head. Yeah, but it's 30 inches for real. I mean,
I've seen the dog. I've played with the dog. I know who bred the dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're good friends with Sunshine Bulls over in Brazil. The lady, the dad, and he's a really good example. I feel like
he has such a great knees, such a.
I mean, for a dog that big that can move that,
his breed type, his movement, like he's got this, like he's built well, man.
Yeah.
When I put him
to me, if you're like an example of the, like if I'm picking a fantasy football team of Brazilian bulls, he's in my starting lineup. He's in my starting lineup.
I like him better than I like Sheik or Shake, whatever his name is.
Sheik, yeah, I agree 100%. I just had this conversation with somebody. Maybe it was
compact. He's more bully.
Well, I've seen Shake. When I seen Shake, and I have nothing against Shake. I don't know. I mean, I don't own him. I don't have no stock.
Yeah,
Dr. Pepper.
I walk right past him.
Same.
Right to Big John.
Wow. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no.
Big John's a showstopper, man.
That's the style of dog I prefer, though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I walk past a dog, it's not personal.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm fixated on that. Damn.
That's right.
I want that dog that when you're driving down the road, hey man, what in the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That's what I like.
100%. Yeah.
100%. I don't care. You can put 17,000 ribbons on that fucking dog's neck. I don't give two damns.
Won't matter.
Do anything with him or hang him on the wall. That's all it is for me. It's
Big John to get your attention.
Yeah, he'll definitely
21 and a half inches tall. He's got a big fat rear, huge head, top lines clean, shoulders, feet are good. It's like, damn,
and
he can move. You know what I'm saying? He's not
and
like
he can move.
You know, he's not a log. You know, there's videos of me making the dog go after me. You know what I mean?
I don't know the name of the son they have off of him. That chocolate son they have off of him. It's a damn good looking dog too. I don't know the dog's name, but I met the guy at Nationals and started following him on Instagram and stuff. And they've got one son off of him, off of Big John. That's doesn't look like it would be his son, but it's a badass dog with chocolate males that they have there. What is it? What is the guy's killing? It's not TMZ, but it's something.
No, TMK.
TMK, that's it. Yeah.
Alonzo. I just know his name's Alonzo. You know what I mean?
Alonzo, yeah. He's a cool dude too.
Caleb, do you remember when we were at Pull Up or Shut Up? It was Mecca.
I was gonna tell you, Mecca. We picked him for best in show like 5 times between us.
Yeah.
Have y'all
he's
seen his son?
He's kind of a dead giveaway.
His
Oh, his son. Oh my God. He just
His
grand
son
champ,
just
so
grand champion
congratulations
too.
on that.
His
But
son is nice. I still
son
like
is
his dad,
nice.
but
yeah, Mecca's massive. And I think like
crazy.
he won biggest head at the Pullover Shut Up Fun
Oh,
Show.
really? Yeah, he's a incredible animal, and I think that
Big dog.
his breeder is pretty new. You know,
Howie.
Yeah, I'm just impressed
Yeah.
with that dog.
Oh yeah, no, he's just big for no reason. Like that, there are certain dogs where you just look at them, you're just like, he's just big for no reason. He's just big everywhere. Like every aspect of this dog is insanely massive. So
Yeah, he's awesome.
like you see that dog, and he is a head turner, for sure. So yeah, I mean, and I do like head turners, you know, because there's certain extreme features that you know you just look at and you're just like you can't look away. But I love me a terribly well balanced dog. There's nothing for it.
Well, I mean, that's why I think breeding dogs is magical, because what people turn into hate is what should be celebrated, in my opinion. The fact that I need you as much as you need me.
Yeah.
What we just can't understand about. I need your balance, so when mine's going too far, I can go back to you.
Yeah.
And you need mine, because when you can't breed, you're gonna lack. So you need mine. And I don't understand why it becomes a hateful thing. For me, it's just, I can't wrap my head around it.
People get weird, man. Jealousy and envy and weird.
It's hard to
stuff
make
happens.
a soup with just fucking broth. You need other stuff.
Yeah, it comes down. It always comes down to attention, and everybody just they want to feel validated in their program, or how many years they've done this, or be seen and heard. And sometimes people have they become performative online, so they'll make kind of slanderous posts because people jump on, and then they feel like a camaraderie and that negativity. Yeah.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, where's your dogs?
Everybody who knows me personally will tell you the same thing about me. You have never seen me say anything negative about one person publicly. I might not like you privately, but I never have a reason to say it publicly. You know what I mean? If we're in public and you want to come up to me and say hi, if I don't like you, I'll give you the nod and I'll walk away. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? But
right, because what does it do? I don't
feel the need to do that publicly. I don't want that kind of exposure.
And I think that's where it becomes.
It's messy, yeah.
Like you want attention.
I want Rocky to get the attention, not me. You know what I mean? I'm just a stupid male.
I'm the guy at the other end of the league. That's and that's one of the another reason why we're so specific with who we like to have on. We like to have people that have that positive, forward moving mindset where, the drama is something that they try to avoid, because it doesn't have any purpose. What is it actually?
It does have a purpose, because they get that gratification.
Clicks. They get likes and whatnot, and they get exposure. But what does it do for the breed? It's all about the dogs, or it's about nothing at all. Essentially.
I'm gonna tell you what Jamie's mentor told me. Likes don't equal motherfucking dollars in my bank account. So, you know what I mean? So, hey, you can say anything you want. Let me see if I see you in line at the bank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he would always have these little sayings. And
who's he?
Cordy. But he would always, it would check your reality. He would like, what do you think he's gonna be? Dude, I don't know. I'm not selling a dog by the pound. You want the puppy or not? I'm like, oh shit. Oh. I mean, those kind of things I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Jamie, now I love Jamie, but she's a lot more, what's the word I would say? She's more current. Like back in the day when I would ask a question, you better go read the book. Like, you give all these motherfuckers nowadays, you just give them the answers, but I had to go read the book.
Yeah.
So in the end, it made me a better person, a better breeder, because I understand what.
Hey, that's a tough ass broad, ain't it, man?
Yeah. She was tougher on me.
She's a tough ass broad.
That's
she was really tough on me.
That's like someone being really real strict with their kids, but their grandkids get away with everything.
Yeah.
You change with age.
But Jamie's about that life, man. Like she's tough for real,
amazing.
Man.
Oh, she's amazing. I mean, she's honest. She's honest in every way that it's important.
Well, she just,
I don't know how
now she's become more modernized. You know what I mean? Back then we didn't have internet. We would send VHS tapes and snail mail.
Craigslist and
You know what I mean?
MySpace and shit.
Yeah, we didn't even have all the internet.
Wait,
wasn't
were
even
there
a
bully
thing.
breeders on MySpace?
Yeah,
Oh.
it wasn't.
I hope her son. I hope her
One
son
of the first
continues
oldies
to
I'd
get
ever seen
back
was
in
on
it.
MySpace.
Really?
I hope John continues to get back into showing because judging because he's
I think he just judged a show this
he-
week.
Yeah, I think so.
yeah in Missouri,
He's on the
yeah,
list.
but like he that's what I'm saying. He's getting back in it. And I hope he continues to get in it because he got the best of her, man. Like he's a hell of a judge, and he's gonna
He's a good
pick the dog. Like
Yeah,
he's a good dog, man, for sure.
That's an asset.
But a lot of people don't know. But like, we'll just say her husband's name is Mike. We call him Battleship. Dude knows dogs better than 99% of the people on the internet, and you'll never know because he doesn't get
You'll
on.
never know it.
He don't give a damn if you even know his name.
Yeah. He's a humble dude, man. Mike's cool. But he's been listening to them talk this shit for the last umpteen years. Like he knows it all for sure.
I actually gave Lurch to Mike. I gave Lurch to Mike. Lurch is Mike's dog. It ain't Jamie's dog. And he'll tell you too if you know in person. Oh, that ain't her dog. That's my goddamn dog.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. There's a territory there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just like us. There's certain dogs that are like these Pekingeses. I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't give a damn.
Those are her dogs, not mine.
They hurt. I mean,
You want to see one?
he puts a smile.
Oh, yeah,
on my
I
dog.
do. I always want to see everybody's
My
dogs.
daughter
everywhere.
absolutely loves this thing, and when she's coming down the driveway from school, I don't know how this fucker knows.
There it is.
He starts jumping up and down.
Look
He
at the
knows.
tail.
He
And
knows.
Have a little face
They
like
have the
that.
purple tail.
She pink. Paints
Oh, good. Dare I ask how?
The dog looks like
Smile
it
on
wouldn't
my
speak
daughter's
English.
Say what?
He's got an expression. He looks like he wouldn't speak English. Like if he cussed me out, it would not be in English.
Okay,
probably.
Yeah.
And the girl wants to be picked up, but
And like my daughter
she
loved
lacks.
hers.
She lacks type.
My daughter loved hers
Oh.
so much that my son wanted
She's
one, so
okay,
we went and
yeah.
bought him one.
Oh, shit.
But they love them dogs. Like they.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my dogs. They like they're dad's dogs. They're big. My daughter, he knows when she's coming down the
Dog.
driveway. He literally will run through this house like he just told somebody he won the lottery.
My
Yeah.
dog's little dog, man. He's
Yeah.
a trip, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't never had one. It's our first Frenchie, and he's, like
Small
we
dogs are
talked
different,
about it.
man.
Like some people might say he's abomination and all this crap, but I'm gonna tell you what, man.
But look at that face.
Completely health cleared. He's got all the exotic traits. He's the fluffy and the big rope and the tri-merle and all that. But he's a gnarly dog, man. He's a cool little dude. He
I really
is.
like that rock star.
It's my first
A
experience.
rock star.
The mohawk Frenchie, the hairless Frenchie with like a Chinese crested mohawk.
I haven't seen one in person yet.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
still deciding how I feel about it all, but
I just him.
their dogs.
Like
it's
the
not
whole
their
rest
fault.
of the
They
breed
love the
cannot
dogs.
be continued, but just him. When you can, his hair, his fur's white. You paint that pink.
But see, again, she's coming from a pet home. She's coming from what I like. You know what I mean?
Right.
She
Yeah.
wants a dog that's just
Cute.
cute and hers. That's why
Mhm.
Merle is such a very desirable trait. There's no two the same.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. The pattern is going to be
Well,
invariably different every single
yes.
time.
And that's what people want. They want, the thing about breeders, though, a lot of breeders want to be the first, not the best.
Mhm.
So I prefer to be, I want to have the best dogs that I can make. It might not be the best dogs in your eyes, but the best dogs I can make. I don't care about being the first. You know what I mean? So those people that want to be first, they might get more pet homes than me. Like you see, she wants the bald headed thing with the little spike. I think the shit looks like
I
an
don't want it. I'm just
abomination.
saying.
That's some wire. That's some wire hair terrier shit.
It's an abomination to me. You know what I mean?
I like a wired hair.
But I don't like these little fuckers. But she loves them, and my kids absolutely love them. So, hey, cha-ching, you know what I mean? They got me.
They did. They sure did. Now you got two of them. Damn.
And they don't body train.
Hey, they got some headpieces on them little
They
dogs.
do. They
don't
got
they?
decent heads.
Yeah.
I don't care if she ever breeds. I told her to fix the girl so she don't ever get pregnant. Because my son,
I want one.
I want to.
but I think my son will lose his shit if she ever gets pregnant.
Because he's like, what if she gets pregnant and she dies?
I mean, I'm just being honest.
Oh.
Yeah, but my son would be done.
Oh, he'd be
So-
devastated. He carries this thing around. He sleeps with her like a damn, like an actual stuffed animal. And she just lays there.
Like low key though, that is exactly what they're bred for. You know that, like
Exactly.
100%.
Yes.
In
Hey,
essence, they're a teddy bear.
literally,
They're
you can
your
pick
personal
her up
teddy
and
bears.
turn her over like a
Yeah,
Yeah,
doll
they just
baby,
want to like.
and she just lays down.
Mhm.
And my son, you get I'm like,
He's like,
"Woosey,
"Koosey,
woosey."
woosey, koosey, woosey."
They're the ultimate, like they're the ultimate companion dog,
Yeah,
like bar none.
super sweet.
Ultimate
To
companion
me,
dog.
like, I just when I see Rocky, I'm like, yeah, slap him. You know what I mean? That's what I see. That's what I like. You know, this little
Mhm.
taking the damn rumors every 2 weeks.
I'm the worst because like I think that while I love a very, very well muscled animal, I'll always veer more towards the defined muscle. I don't like fat. But at the same time, I love me a good floof. Like or I love me a good sight hound.
Oh God.
I can't like an Afghan hound. The hair, I mean, the hair's
Mm-mm.
it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. That is
I
like
don't brush
brush
my
twice,
hair
3 times a
or
day
with
or
the
else, like
Yeah.
kind of dog.
I tell her this: you can bring home a bull mastiff all you want, but sighthound, that son bitch got to go back.
Dude, I mean, you don't
I
have
could
you,
get a
you
dog like that if they would, because they just take off. I
they,
can't.
that's their job. There is,
Yeah.
I mean,
I wanted an
yeah,
otter
like,
hound.
She's
I
brought
love
home.
dogs.
She brought home a bull mastiff. We've had what's the thing? What's that big South African boar? I'm cool with all them. You bring these little fur balls. She had to sneak one in the house. Probably like, oh God, no.
she snuck it. No.
I drove home from Nationals on the way. I like cut into this state, grabbed this little puppy.
I mean, my son was ecstatic, so it made it all good for me. But listen, I don't want to breed them. She can breed them, but you bring home some bull mastiffs or something like that, I'm game. You know what I mean?
Dude, I feel your pain. I'm trying to
Doggy
apprentice.
Bordeaux. She's been looking at doggy
Bordeaux.
Bordeaux.
Yeah.
I appreciate all kinds of dogs. I really do. Like
And I love Chinese cresteds.
Oh yes. Okay. So this last
Like
nationals,
bird
Kara brought those Chinese crested because she was going to do nationals and then immediately get in the car and then drive to an AKC show to show these Chinese crested. And I was just so fascinated by these things. They're the weirdest looking
Ask
things.
John
They're
what he thinks about them.
cool.
They're so
They look like
whimsical.
burn victims, bro.
They're
No,
so-
I mean, you know what it is? Have you ever seen The Labyrinth?
Yes.
They remind
It's a
me
dog version of
the
My Little
bird
Pony.
things in
It's
The
My
Labyrinth.
Little Pony. Yeah.
They're like-
They're like live little My Little
Muppets.
Ponies.
They're Muppets.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They look like My Little Ponies.
They-
Yeah, look,
then-
I get it. My wife's she's the worst. I'm apprenticing at a dog show, right? At Cole House show, and my wife running over there. I'm in the ring, like I'm focused, and she's like, babe. She's called me over there. I'm like, hold on. She's like, no, come here right now. And so I'm like, God. So I go over there, and she's like, this is Bruce Wayne, and
shit.
he's the best dog ever. And so like, he's mine.
in that moment, you're like, well, I don't even know how to argue that. How?
First of
How do you
all,
argue
the
that?
dog already has a name and it already has an owner, and it's not you. And so like his name's not even Bruce Wayne. Like she took these people's dog and renamed it, and like this is our dog.
Did she buy it?
It wound up we wound up getting the dog, but not that day. But it wasn't even for sale.
Wow.
And we wound up getting the dog anyway. But like I guess she knew it, but still,
Well, sometimes you just know. Like I'm telling you, like Helios. Like I always joke with my friend Vicky, who I got him from, but like I actually told her that it's like, no, I'm having dreams of this dog, like of him being mine, like, and there were other so I was trying to help her get him to a home so that I don't get him. Like, it's almost like I didn't know whether or not I was ready for another dog or whatever. So I'm like trying to get him a home, because once they have a home, they're no longer able to be mine, right? So I'm off the hook. Well, with him, it's just like I had dreams about owning him. So I was like, shit. So what happened?
You got him.
Yep. I went to a show, and it was actually in the town where Vicky and Corey live. And she was like, why don't you just meet here first? And So I got pictures with him, and of course, I sent him to Matt, and he's just like, "Oh God, here we go. How much?"
Another dog.
Yeah, another dog. Whether we were ready for it
This
or
is
not.
what we do.
That is one of the
It is how
benefits
it
of having a mate that actually does dogs with you. It makes
It's a
it
big deal.
so much more pleasant. It's your biggest problem with having someone who does them with you is like, all right, we got too many.
Mhm.
Okay.
Another damn dog. You know what I mean? It's like, wow.
It's barking. Your dogs are barking.
Yeah.
Like,
Your dogs are barking.
he thinks it's my dogs that bark, but
Mm.
it's your dogs. It's your dogs that set them up.
I love it. Well, I always find that it's the other person's dog when they're getting into trouble.
Right. Yeah. Your
Mhm.
dog. Yeah.
But you will never get what your dog ate today or what you destroyed today. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know all about it. Man.
It helps to have somebody that's into the dogs with you.
Got
and
you.
It was one of those things. Like my wife always loved dogs, and but she wasn't up for all this. But then she fell in love with it. She never been around it like I have, and so and it's something we all love to do together, especially with Lily. Lily, she got so I finally beat my kid one time in the ring, and she was so mad. I'm like, little girl, you can't win all the time. Let Dad have some. She was hot about it. She was hot about it. When I won that best in show, she didn't talk to me all day. She was so mad.
Yeah, she was a bit spun out on that one. She was not happy. But she'll continue to beat you now. That was the one you got. That was the one you got. She'll never let it happen again. I promise you that.
Never let it happen
Never
again,
again.
man. I'm scared
Never
to compete against her anymore.
Just to sit there and relish it, because that was it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, no, it does. It is hyper beneficial to have both people have the same kind of passion for it, and it's even better, just like you touched on right from the beginning, that you guys view things a little bit different. Your perspective is different, and that is immeasurably helpful because you rein each other in, you guys keep each other balanced.
And we cover more basics because she's
Mhm.
the breeders know me and the pet homes. I couldn't tell you how much she sold a dog for and who is it going. She's like, hey, I sold so and so. Yes. Where's it going?
Help.
Don't know.
He's no help.
No help.
Caleb, you know a little bit something like that about all this over at your house, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Checks and balances, though. That's good.
Oh yeah. So sometimes I wonder, like, truly, if people's programs would be where they're at without that other person.
No,
I feel
that's
like
what makes it that. That's what makes it that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean,
we've all been with somebody who
Bruce
hated
at?
dogs, I'm sure, right?
Right, or just wasn't quite into it yet.
Do what you wanted to do. You couldn't grow or excel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think
We're gonna get the Muppet. She's getting the Muppet.
Oh, here he is.
A little Muppet.
And what's the dog?
This is Batman.
This is Bruce Wayne. Well, it's nighttime now, so he's Batman.
Oh, that's right. The bat signal went up.
Oh, so this is the dog that was Bruce Wayne, and she changed the name.
Yeah, this is Batman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. He got big.
She's calling him.
She's calling him. He wants Mama. He don't want you.
Go over there, Mama.
Ain't no one come to see you, Otis.
Yeah.
He wants his Mama.
Dang,
that is a mama's dog right
there.
there.
He just wants to go.
He does not play about his mama.
God, he's like,
look how he's focused on her. He'll follow her around the room, man. What? Yo, now you see me now, huh? You finally see me now. Golly. He's a cool little dog, man.
You have a fluffy what?
Oldie, and she kind of looks like an English, but yeah, she's got luscious hair. It's light.
Oh, it's got a wave to it.
Yeah, it's full. She's pretty cute. We haven't made a long hair with her yet, but maybe one day.
Oh yeah, there's definitely, it's one of those things where, again, it's fun to see them in a different suit, a different attire, when it comes to that. So every once in a while, it's like fluffy Frenchies didn't used to be a thing. Like,
yeah,
the F gene was there, but no one really like, they were like, no, since you can't show it, it can't exist.
Right.
You know, and now it's a thing, and they're cute. They're so cute.
Yeah,
This puppy
they're
is so
cute. My whole family's like, why don't you
Why
let
did
all your dogs look fluffy? You know, 'cause they're cuter.
Yeah, you gotta love
Kicking
yourself.
like a rabbit right now, trying to get to her.
Hand him back. You've had him long enough. Give your wife back her dog.
Oh yeah, she was reaching for him. He knew it too. He's
Mom. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
god,
They pick their
he's
person. They pick
obsessed
their person.
with her.
They really,
Oh
really
god,
do.
he is obsessed. If she's in the bathroom, he'll just sit there and wait. I'm like, come here and hang out with dad, and he's like,
So, Chris, are you Ocean's person?
My daughter.
Since that's your house dog?
No, my daughter is. He'll do anything for my daughter. He'll look at me. It's like a what's up?
They're two men coexisting. Yeah.
I mean, he'll do anything for me, but he's just like, oh man, that's it.
Yeah.
what's up, homie?
He loves her to death, and he loves my daughter. I mean, he loves my daughter.
That's awesome. Yeah, they really truly do pick their person. Like our Pocket, that's Matt's dog. Like they are each other's favorite thing.
Oh, wow.
Ever since she could walk, we have videos of her saying, "Ocean, no ma'am, Ocean."
No man.
With a little stick like she was about to correct him.
That's so cute.
They've been together ever since. You know what I mean? And we have put him in a pet home. Tried to put him in a pet home because I try not to have too many dogs in the kennels. It's like he's getting older. He deserves to be in a pet. I didn't think he would be our pet, but he became our pet because when he came back, my daughter was devastated. It mistreated him. Dad, please don't ever let him go anywhere again. I was like, oh, cool.
He was skinny.
Yeah. And she was like literally crying like that.
Gosh.
Oh, God, right at the heartstrings.
Never again. And so I made her.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only thing I'll tell you about. For me, the biggest drawback from breeding dogs now as I get older, because now I'm like, I want my kids to be involved, but they're like, I don't want to like the dog because all you're going to do if somebody offers you enough money, you're going to sell them.
Yeah, they get attached, and then there's
Yeah.
resentment. Yeah.
That's where the Pekingese come into play.
So with Ocean, I made her a promise that I would never sell him, and he would literally die with us.
Oh,
Nice.
And he's here, and he's old, but he loves her. And
yeah.
that's her show dog. He ain't no damn show dog, believe you me. But she swears he's the best champion he ever. Oh, he's a
And
champion.
that's all that'll ever matter.
Damn champion.
Yeah.
Oh,
He will show
For
like
her.
he loves
for her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he loves it. Because he don't got to do anything. He stacks by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whole nine yards.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Just, for me, it's one of those things that allow my family to be part of what I enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because these are family dogs in the end of the day, and especially when you're sending these dogs to pet homes, it's like that because you have felt that that you're giving this very, very fine, very unparalleled thing to this other family. It's pretty cool. There's no feeling like
I
it.
think
It is cool.
I
That's
know
the
you
best
guys-
part.
you guys mentioned, do you think that without each other we could be? No, I don't feel as I can't speak for her, but I can speak for me. Before her, I was just breeding dogs the way I liked, and if I still had two left over, I'd give them away. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. I didn't do it for the exposure. I just did it because I really liked it, and I wanted to try to see if I can make it better. With her, with her being a part of us being together, it made it a lot easier to get people to understand what we were trying to make. I couldn't do that by myself. I don't use the internet that well. I tell people you got to evolve. I tell people that try to ask me for advice. Hey, you got to evolve with the times, but
You can't make
but I can't.
post.
Yeah, but I can't make a post. I don't know how to use my cell phone. But that's just, that's just it. Though without her, I would be, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Same.
I respect that.
Man, gotta love that, because again, it's one thing to know it, but it's an entirely another thing to verbalize it and to just reconcile.
I'm laughing right now because I'll sometimes I tell him I didn't have to be with you. I could have got with a horse breeder, a German Shepherd breeder. Like, don't think you're all that now.
A Pekingese breeder.
Anybody.
But the other thing is that same drive that we have, the same drive to do better and better and better and better, and it's ingrained in both of us. So like even with the kennels, it's like, all right, she always picks on me. Where are you gonna move the kennels to now?
He's like, let's change the doors this way, and then the sun. Oh my god!
But
can we just paint the wall? No, we're gonna rearrange kennels.
But those small things that we both see from different avenues, it makes a better team. And it, when the experience when you come to our house is, you won't forget it. Like you can, oh, it's clean, it's this, it's that. It was amazing. It didn't. We just had a guy come here like, man, how do you have all these dogs and it doesn't stink? I'm like, clean. Shit.
A lot. Clean a lot. She cleaned the windows.
Yeah, wash the dogs.
So I think a lot of that is, we don't talk about publicly, or we don't talk about it even privately, because you just think it's the unsaid, the unspoken things. And the unspoken between us both is that we want people, when they leave here, they have a healthy, happy puppy, and their experience was one that they would tell a friend. And that is something that we learn from each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think without that, we wouldn't be where we are today.
That's something we said. Truly. Absolutely. Man, I am so glad you guys were willing to come on, because again, like we kept hearing your guys' name within that circle, and like everybody, they admire you. They've learned from you. So I'm just really, really glad that even if there's, one or two people that hadn't heard of you yet, now they know. And I think that's what we're one of the reasons why we exist. So
awesome.
Glad to have y'all on.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Awesome time.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, so one last question to kind of end it out, and we haven't done this in a minute. If someone wanted to get into Olde English Bulldogs, what is the first bit of advice you give them?
Well, so I have a pretty big oldie group, and on there it's flooded with puppies. We try to encourage people to post their pets, but the newer breeders, they're just blowing up the internet with puppies. And I would tell all of the people on that group that are looking to buy a puppy, FaceTime these breeders, see where their dogs are kept, how they live, and what those puppies look like, not just the AI banner or, little washed puppy real quick for the photo shoot. See how these dogs live. They might be new breeders, but that doesn't make them a bad or good person. You know what I mean? Like, try to vet them a little bit, and let's say the dog, there's something wrong with the dog, it's not healthy, whatever. Are they going to be able to provide another puppy to replace the dog or give you your money back? You want to find someone who can stand behind their product.
For me, I would tell you for oldies particularly, I would tell you to put your hands on what you want to buy. Not necessarily the dad or the mom like that, but just have an idea. Do you want a pocket? We'll just use for an example of American Bulldogge. Do you want a pocket? Do you want a classic? Do you want a standard? Do you want an XL? Know what you're looking for, and that will eliminate a lot of your disappointment. Because a lot of people, they find a dog and they start to love it because they spent that kind of money on it, and then it grows on them. It's like, oh, I love him. I'll keep him anyway. It really wasn't what they really wanted. You know what I mean?
Right. In the long run of things.
People to come here for that purpose, so that they can see the dogs in person. Because we have different styles. We have everything here. So see what you like, and then we can go from there. But I really love to bring any and everybody here so that they can experience the breed and see a bunch of oldies at once, and we'll take them out of the kennels so that you can touch them and
intermingle. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, I love that.
That would be the only thing that I would tell people. And I think it applies to any breed person.
Yeah. I agree. Absolutely. No, that's exceptional advice, man. I love it.
The one thing I think is overlooked with breeds of dogs, find one that suits your lifestyle.
There we go.
You know what I mean? If you're an active family, I don't recommend something like an English Bulldog or a Basset Hound. You know what I mean? But if you're really, let's watch TV as soon as we get off, that might be you. But if you want to go to the lake every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my man ain't fit to go swimming. I mean, he's going to swim to the bottom.
Yeah.
Keep it right. Tag it on.
But you see what I'm saying? A lot of people, they buy dogs that don't fit their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't understand
Do
the
your
breed they're
research.
getting.
Yeah, do your research.
I can say that I'm an American Bully person through and through. Like the breed fits me. Like my life, my interest, what I like about a dog.
Mhm.
Like that's funny you say. Like that's one of the things that allowed me to really figure out what I wanted was
Yeah.
like
You gotta walk
which
into
dog
it kind of
fits me.
knowing. Yeah,
Yep.
you gotta go into it
I
knowing.
like
I think
Bulldogs
that-
because we used to call it the Joe Rita show. And if you're watching Joey, I love you, but the Bulldog would like, all right, act all tough for about 5 minutes. And he's like, all right, is this show over? Because I'm ready to go to sleep.
right.
And I loved it because it looked, tenacious. Like he was going to tear something up for 5 minutes. And then literally is looking for a bowl of water and then looking for the shade to go to sleep.
Yep.
Sounds like me. Let's argue and fuss for 5 minutes and let's go watch a movie.
Yep. Now that we got that out of our system.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
tell people, I really implore people to find dogs that match your lifestyle.
Yes.
And then go see them in person and say, because you're going to find 2 or 3 dogs that match your lifestyle and say, all right, let me see.
Yeah.
You want a long hair version of it?
Yeah. Now you get to
You
go
want
to
a short hair version? You want a little bit more muscle? Do you know what I mean? You want a little
Yeah,
short
absolutely.
And
In
I
bully
think,
breeds, I think you can do that.
yeah, and I think you eliminate a lot of your disappointment that way.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Definitely, because these are
I
a lifetime
agree.
commitment. Their lifetime, but like it's a their lifetime commitment. So you gotta make good choices. So
Make a choice.
yeah, I'm so glad we took the opportunity to get to know you, and I hope everybody else feels the same. It's you guys have been a huge impact on your own community as well as communities outside of that. A lot of American Bully people know you, and admire what you do. So definitely, please don't give up. Please just keep it going. Keep it going.
But I
Today was a tough day. We wanted to quit today.
I mean, I even try with the American Bullies too, sometimes behind closed doors, I've even tried to implore. I know you might not agree with it, what I'm about to say, but if you like a heavier, thicker dog, I've been telling them guys, like, listen, you got to allow for an open gate. You can't have an 18-inch tall dog that weighs 90 pounds and think he's going to move gracefully. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen. So to stop a lot of the arguments, just add clean movement is preferred, but an open gate is allowed. It's a sentence that all you have to do is open gate is allowed, and you stop a lot of arguments.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's not just our breed that I try to help.
Yeah.
It's the bully breeds in general, because I understand what it is to have a dog that is
Off.
very impressive, but you are shunned from the ring because to them it doesn't move correctly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those are the dogs that they make our breeds.
Mhm.
Without those dogs, without those massive, well overdone dogs, we'll just take a dog like Big John. You honestly think that a dog like Big John couldn't make some amazing XLs? You're crazy, bro.
I'm sure he could. Absolutely.
But you can't take, an SPCA rescue pit bull looking dog and make amazing XLs with it.
No, negative. No, there's no way that's going to work out. Nope. You got to be realistic. Absolutely. But no,
Look, y'all,
I love what y'all are doing.
I really enjoyed it tonight. I feel like it's been a long time coming with y'all. I've been trying to catch up with y'all for a while. Kind of know some of the same people, and me and Colehouse have talked about y'all a bunch, and it's good to finally get to spend some time with y'all on here and see what y'all got going on. Y'all got some beautiful dogs. You've done some cool stuff, and educating and setting an example, raising the bar, all that stuff, man. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Well, everybody, if you're wanting to know more, definitely get in touch with them. I know that Gina's on Facebook, and they also have a page that's literally it's Chris and Gina.
Yeah.
I mean, just go ahead and touch base, because they're amazing. So definitely learn more about them and about the Olde English. So thank you guys again so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. Have a good night.
Blessed night.
Yep.
Bye.